Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
Hey Music Familia, you're kicking it live with Ant-Man only on musicfamiliaproductions.com. Remember, CBD Living Water is for the living. Get yours today.
Oh, what a double play! Let's see it. That'll be the day. Kings and world leaders. I'm gonna sing it. Alright, 'cause I get things cooking. You stare, you.
Don't you dare change that station. You're listening to Columbus's newest radio program.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Sunday Morning Meltdown with your hosts, Anthony Ant-Man Schaefer, Josh, and the intern Siobhan, exclusively on musicfamiliaproductions.com.
Oh boy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morrow. What's going on?
Nothing.
Welcome to...
It must be Sunday morning.
It's gotta be.
Hey, I apologize I missed last week's show.
Dude.
Seriously.
You know, but you
No,
make a lot...
I can't even say anything.
You weren't here
I
either,
wasn't
so don't even
either.
start.
I was being a mom.
You make
I
a
was
shit ton of
being-
more money than I do. So.
Well, I was being a provider, I guess.
It's, a similar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you got to work, you got to
basically-
work. So I
yeah.
do apologize. But I'm
Different kind of providing. It's all good.
right?
Right. Absolutely.
What's up with you, man?
Not a dude. Like, man,
You
so...
flew solo last week.
I
How was
did,
that?
dude. Like, it was like assless chaps, bro. Like, you,
How was it
I'm
like
not, I don't get the
asslets?
reference. I laughed like I did, and then it caught me. I'm like, no, I should probably ask
Yeah,
because
I
don't
want to know
understand.
how it's like assless chaps to fly solo.
So really, honestly, it's stressful. It's stressful.
And assless chaps are stressful?
Assless chaps are stressful because you never know who's looking, and you never know if one ball's gonna fall out or if they're both gonna fall out. And if something goes wrong and they fall out the wrong way, it's a painful experience.
But that's the fun of it.
I have never worn assless chaps
I've
before.
actually never worn them either.
Yeah, so I can't.
I just know
say-
people who
have.
have.
You? You ever even worn assless chaps?
I have.
I don't want to know why.
No.
I really don't.
It goes back to my intern radio days. Just be thankful you don't
Oh,
have
I was
to
gonna
do
say
it.
his moonlighting as a gay cowboy, but
Ah, right.
Oh, yeah.
There's more to it. Go to the safe side. Yeah, when I was working at a radio station.
Right.
It was Milwaukee. You're probably not going to find any footage of it, so don't even try.
Nah.
Don't even try.
I ain't too afraid. I could. There are links, and they still are active. Speaking of links, you guys are probably hanging out with us on musicfamiliaproductions.com. We have a new .com. Have you checked out the new website, like, briefly?
Here's the deal. For me
Uh-oh.
being an employee here, if I said, no, I haven't looked at the website, I would immediately be fired and escorted out of the building.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had some issues at first.
Yeah.
Navigating, whatever.
Yeah.
But I've got it ironed out. It's actually really sweet.
Like,
Everything's all in one place.
It's taken a long time to get this whole thing together, man, and my wife is totally pissed because I spent a lot of time on this thing. But
Well,
yeah, I'm like, man, we gotta make money,
yeah, it's true.
you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, like I have a crew of other people, and I guess I could delegate more. I guess maybe.
If it would keep the wife off your
Yes.
back.
I keep
You know?
telling him, because she calls me and complains to me. And I'm like, dude,
that's bad when-
I don't know what to tell you. Like, I tell him all the time, let me do stuff. I'm the techie. Let me do it. And he's like, no, I got to do it myself. And she
See,
goes,
that's-
yeah, I know.
That's bad when the wife calls and speaks to your coworkers.
Yeah.
That is bad.
You
Yeah.
know, that's what you get when you've been friends for so long.
Yeah, it's true.
I think the funny part about all of it at the end of the day is the final product when I can stand back and be like, ha! So all those minutes and hours that I wasted.
To you, it wasn't worth it, dear.
Right. Where were you?
You just don't understand.
Who do you think you are trying
And in
to hold
the
a man
end,
down?
you're going to end up handing her the paycheck anyway, so
Right.
what's it matter?
That is
Oh,
100% the
whatever.
truth.
And then she's going to go buy diapers.
It's
Yep.
yeah.
And then it's going to go right to babies.
So I want to give a huge shout out, first and foremost, to our sponsors, man. Columbus Botanical Depot, Raw Designs. I want to give a shout out to youtube.com/RockyXTV, Photo Nation AP, and I want to give a huge shout out to one of the tech and representation dudes from there, Larry Swanson from Merchant Q, helping us with the website and getting
That's
everything.
awesome. Yeah, thank you.
So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, very much so.
What do you got going on today, guys?
I found a couple stories that I want to talk about. One that actually my wife brought up yesterday. I didn't look into it because talking about men's neutering isn't something I really like to talk about. But she said there's a doctor that has found an injection shot that will kill any production of man juice. He's had 300.
Man juice, can we coin that?
Yes. If anybody else
can.
says it, I want $39.95. But anyway, of the 300 patients he's had, 100% success rate. I want to see if we can find some more information about it.
He's like the Jack Kevorkian of male things.
Hold on a minute. Did you know that you could sell your testicles in Mexico?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can sell anything
You
in
can
Mexico.
sell anything.
You can,
Yeah.
you can sell your nose in Mexico,
Yeah.
for God's sake.
Michael Jackson did it.
That's not nice.
Damn, that's
That's
not
nice.
okay.
The man's dead, and you're still talking about it.
That's not okay.
No, for a while there, it was like, what, $35,000 a testicle?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Dude, I
Ridiculous.
told the wife, I'm like, hey, I'm going to get on a plane.
Just
I'm
go to
gonna
Tijuana. You're good.
I'm going to come back. We're going to pay the house off. All right? And then we're going to sit pretty for just a little bit with the extra $2,000 we have left over or whatever.
Right.
Right. Man, something to be proud of, you know?
It's all good. I considered when I had a stockpile of selling my breast milk to pay bills because there are people that'll totally buy it, and you know.
Hey, I did see that there was.
I don't want to know what they're doing with it. They
It's
can
not.
just, you
It's
know.
not like a black market thing. I wouldn't say, is it?
You know, it's actually like there are legit places you can sell it to for women who have trouble breastfeeding or producing enough milk. But then there is also the other side of it, which is the fetish side
See,
of
I
it,
can't-
where guys will specifically buy it because they like it or want to drink it.
But you have a
and,
choice
know.
of who you sell to, right?
Oh yeah,
So
totally.
you investigate these people first.
Hey, if a freak wants to buy my breast milk and help me pay my bills, I don't really care.
See, I don't know.
I'm cool.
That's a moral dilemma for me.
Like,
Makes
I'm
you
good with
wonder.
that.
be able to do
It
that.
just makes you wonder if when you walk up to the car, you exchange money for milk if they're not already got their dick out or not.
That's when you punch them right
That-
in the
I mean,
face.
it's not sexual for all of them. Some of them just like
You
the
don't-
taste of it.
Don't punch straight down. I'm like,
I have something to say.
uh-oh.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not. I was a curious husband when we had our oldest daughter, and no, wouldn't do it again.
I only
It's definitely not something you'd substitute for creamer in your coffee.
Yeah,
You
I
know
only
what
know
mean?
one friend that says he actually likes it. Like legitly, he will eat a bowl of cereal with
Yeah,
breast milk.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and he actually knows this friend of mine. I've known him since I was in high school. He's special. We love him. I mean,
Look.
like he's a special kind of kid.
Look,
but I love him.
Look,
it's not in a
my
bad
dude,
way.
my dude's awesome. I don't think he watches the show, so I don't think I have to worry about a later conversation. But if we were to have a later conversation, the later conversation would transpire more like, dude, you are one of the craziest motherfuckers I know.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I'm good with it.
There's,
But look, you seen Animal House with Belushi, right?
nope.
No. Okay, so you need
Nope.
to see Animal House. Like you need to go back and check all that
I
out.
hope to God Megan's not watching,
Yeah.
because the wife gets on me all the time. She's like, "How have you not seen Animal House?" It's like I really didn't get into that side of the '80s movies.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really, you know
No,
what I mean?
I get it.
stick to the National Lampoon stuff, the vacation movies and all that. Anything with Arnold in it,
That
I was
little
all
fucking
over.
gopher.
Oh, crap.
Like
What's the-
and Dan Aykroyd.
What's the movie?
Have to blow me.
What's the movie?
And
Caddyshack.
see, I'm
Caddyshack.
so
Dang
yeah.
it.
See,
Okay.
I'm
Dang it,
not
I'm sitting
good
here
with
like, oh, man.
She
that's one
sucks,
thing.
too.
I'm not good with that. Like I have more useful brain space for other
No,
things.
no, you're not good. You
I can watch a movie twice and know
at it.
every line in that movie. It's weird.
Yeah, like all the time we'll be talking about something for a show, and he'll say a famous person's name, and I'm
Yo,
like,
yeah.
I don't know who you're talking
Dude,
about. Show me a
so
picture.
you
I'm a
ever-
picture person.
you ever-
Faces.
You ever have one of those friends that's kind of where you're like, always, you know stuff. You're knowledgeable, and you always like, you get so excited. You're like, hey, do you know? And they're like, no. And then you're like,
Somebody
like,
just popped the balloon
little,
and you're
yeah,
flying
you know,
around the room.
yeah.
Was that what that was?
Absolutely.
Sorry. I apologize. I do.
No, it's cool,
Hey, can we talk about this real quick?
Yeah, so
I'm staring at a vagina on my
we,
desk.
we are staring at vaginas right now.
Yes.
So I
yes.
messed up not being here
I
last
gotta
week.
grab my vagina. So I'm grabbing
Your
my
wife might
You are
oppose to
such a
that.
vagina.
so I'm grabbing my vagina right here, and it's
So
it's pretty blank.
Yeah. Well, this is okay for anybody who didn't tune into the first show.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and break it down.
Go
real
ahead,
fast.
Bo.
So Siobhan had a story where she talked about what's the percentage of men?
Oh crap! I can't remember.
I wanted to say it was like 60 or 70%.
Yeah, it was a decent percentage of men that don't actually know the parts of a vagina. Like, legitimately couldn't tell you the difference between the labia minora and the vulva, for example. And most men are probably like, huh?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a vagina.
So me being an idiot, I said, see if we can find a diagram of it and let Ant-Man and I fill one out to see how well we fare. So guess what we're going to do today?
Yeah.
We're going to fill these
You're
out.
labeling the vagina.
Yeah.
Trump
So,
is gonna be so jelly. Trump is gonna be jelly.
Is
as
there any
shit.
way we can show one of these on the camera?
We're grabbing one. Yeah.
I want to show one of these on the camera.
You can probably right over your shoulder there.
Yeah, I couldn't get the files
There
to
you
save
go.
properly so we could throw them into the show itself, but
All right.
yeah.
That was probably kind of transparent with the light behind
Yeah,
it.
no, but it was
You're
perfect.
looking right through the vagina.
Yeah.
Right into the anal canal.
Your eyes through a vagina.
So anyway, later on in the show, I would like to do that and fill
Yeah.
that. What else? What else did you
And
have
I
over
actually
there?
I have two other diagrams here.
God.
See,
So-
yeah.
Oh, now I'm watching the footage of when it pops up. Anyway,
Yeah, so I have two other diagrams here that I'll show on camera once you guys do that. It's the inner workings of the vagina. And
In
the
living color.
specifically, it actually labels the G spot for any guys who were
What?
wondering. So that was why I took that
Hold
one.
on.
Oh wait.
do you have a little notepad I can borrow? Take home with me.
Oh
And
shit.
just so that guys can understand further what women have to go through to be able to bear your children, I have the example of what happens when we get a pap smear.
Oh God.
Because you
What
all
did-
should have
what
to
did
share
I
in
do?
our pain.
What did I do?
You're a father.
I
This is
I
this
am a
is your
father, I
this
am
is
a
your payment for
husband.
being a father.
No, but
And
at the
all
same
the
time,
misery you put your wife through.
there are certain
Same for
things,
you, Ant-Man.
There are certain
Oh.
things that men say and are not allowed to say based on man law.
Right.
And I put my foot in my mouth saying, why don't we just see if we can label a vagina?
Dude.
And the next
And
thing
it
you know, she's
opens
like,
the door.
wait a minute. Have you ever heard of a pap smear?
Yeah.
Let me show you a diagram.
Right. Yeah. Have
As
you
long as I
ever-
don't have to label that.
No.
What are these scissors called? Forceps or whatever?
Force-
What are they called? I don't
Foreskin? Oh shit.
No, not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
So we're also going to talk about leaving your Bluetooth on. Why you shouldn't leave your Bluetooth on all the time.
Is that a story locally?
No.
Like in the state?
No. But I do have a story in the state as well. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But so Siobhan's going to have us grab label Kitty today. And what do you got, Josh?
Here, called Kitty.
How do you follow that up?
This segment's called Label the Cooter.
Right.
Actually, I found an update from.
You can't spit while you fill out the form.
So it's. Sorry about that. The ink pen was a little dry.
Right. It must have been a Bic.
Get it? Yeah, I see what you did there.
But
No, I found an update on the Slender Man case.
stupid.
Do you remember that
Yeah.
case where that girl?
I was gonna say, yeah, I remember, vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Right.
We're
I
gonna
so-
label vagina, and we're gonna talk about a girl
Yeah,
stabbing people.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of
I want to
sidetracked now.
smash vulvas.
Are you
He,
serious?
he keeps looking down and seeing the vagina, and it's
J-Dub.
terrifying.
J-Dub
But
says
you
he
don't
wants to-
understand. This rules the world. So when it's face to face with us, we're like, what did we do wrong?
Right.
What is it going to tell us to do now?
I'm waiting.
This is like
I'm
a-
watching for
this
a
is
kid
like
to
a
pop
Bud
Waiting
Light.
for it to open up and start talking like
yeah.
on South Park.
This is
Right.
a bug
Member?
light. is what
Oh,
this
yeah.
is. It's so pretty. It's a trap. Every time it's a trap.
Oh.
It's always a trap.
So I got an update on the Slender Man story.
And I have to say, so J-Tub is in the chat room and says, I want to smash vulvas, LOL.
Hi, buddy. Welcome to the show.
Hi, buddy.
Welcome to the show.
Hi, buddy. We're all here to smash vulvas.
It's time for Name That Kitty. Exactly. For only $39.95, you can call into the show. Yeah.
It's time for Name That Kitty. Spin the wheel.
Oh, shit. So, what do you guys think about the new morning show so far? Like, I mean, it's only about a couple weeks in. We've had some people paying attention a little bit, and now we're on a website. So, I mean, what do you guys think so far?
Honestly, I would like to see, I don't know. Part of me is like, the 8 to 10 is a little early because everybody who went to shows or the bar last night, anybody watched the OSU game, there's no way they're up right now.
I know.
Right.
So part of me is like, man, if we did like a 10 to noon or a noon to 2, like everybody would be like, hey man, I just woke up, Ant-Man show's on, I gotta go watch it. But 8 to 10, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not likely that a lot of people that were drunk yesterday are up.
Right.
Yeah.
But I like the form of this.
I like the whole being up before everybody. Gives me a certain level of, because people wake up and they're like, what do I have to look forward to? Not I'm just going to roll. I don't want them to get used to.
Yeah, you're not the one that has to breastfeed a child first thing in the morning.
Well, use your sleep app that we're going to talk about in the show. And
Yeah, what is that
That's
sleep app you're talking about?
Most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, I want to hear
especially
more
for a
about that
parent.
for sure.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with having to wake your child up ahead of her schedule and breastfeed her so you can be in for work.
Do your job, woman. Just kidding.
Let me breastfeed
this
her on the
is
show
bad.
and we won't have that problem.
This is bad.
Oh God.
Oh.
It's natural. I think it is very,
No.
it's a
It's a whole
natural
nother
thing.
topic. We'll save that for next week.
But you were just talking about men that would buy your breast milk because it's a fetish. If that would boost our ratings, and they're like, dude, we just jumped from 10 people like watching right now to 491. What happened?
Wow.
Well, and it's funny because actually my baby is really good about making sure nobody sees her while she's eating. So like she'll throw an arm over and like she covers for me. It's great. I don't even have to worry about it.
Hey.
Best baby ever.
Hey.
One of the coolest babies ever, man. I saw the picture of her on social media, looking like she's got some Ronda Rousey boxing gloves on.
Oh yeah. She's a little fighter.
She's probably gonna knock Ronda out.
I mean, apparently
It'd be
it
like
doesn't take much.
It'd be like 2.8 seconds instead of 3.2 to lose the championship.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
But don't.
Pow.
So we got a lot to talk about, man. Hanging out here Sunday morning Meltdown. You guys are with Ant-Man, Josh, and Siobhan.
Hi.
We are
Hi.
live on musicfamiliaproductions.com. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in the room. My man J-Dub right now. Everybody's waking up, and I don't know, man. It's gonna be a fun show.
Wake up, grab your coffee, and let's label some kitty.
Yeah.
I like how we changed it immediately to kitty.
I love it. So, all right, guys. So what we're gonna do here? We're gonna get in a couple commercials. We're gonna pay some bills, and we're gonna make everybody happy. So we'll be right back after this.
Hey, this is Josh.
This is Mike.
This is Jordan.
This is Derek. We're the Admiralty, and you're listening to Ant-Man Versus.
Cold Cock American herbal flavored whiskey. At Cold Cock, we believe life is about taking your shot. It's about sharing your soul with the people who care to listen, not selling it to whoever will buy it. At Cold Cock, we also believe fine spirits are truly about celebrating the greatest moments in life with true friends. And that's what we strive to put into every bottle of Cold Cock American herbal flavored whiskey. So here's our best wish to whatever you raise your glass for. Take your shot. Cold Cock American herbal flavored whiskey. Must be 21 to drink, and please drink responsibly.
From local to national, ZTPMag.com delivers it all. Raw, beautiful, and bold. Go to ZTPMag.com today. Check out info on some of your favorite music, tech, food, and rides.
ZTP Mag has it all. I mean, seriously, where else am I going to get that kind of info? Plus, it's all free at the touch of a finger on all my devices. It's like the people working for the mag understand what their viewers want and the importance of involving them.
You heard the lady. Get over to ZTPMag.com.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
Hey, Music Familia, you're kicking it live with Ant-Man only on musicfamiliaproductions.com. Remember, CBD Living Water is for the living. Get yours today.
Hey, do you have a job that requires a trucking company? Here at Manessi Trucking and Repair, Manessi specializes in hauling, such as gravel, asphalt, and dirt. There's no job too big or too small. Here at Manessi, we have over 40 trucks to serve your hauling needs. Also, during the 27 years of being in business, Manessi specializes in repairing heavy and light-duty equipment, any engine size from a pickup truck to a D9 dozer. Broke down? Here at Manessi, they also make service calls. Get you up and running again. Give Don or Brian Manessi a call at 614-921-9183 or stop by at 1715 Atlas Street in Columbus off of Trade View or at ManessiTrucking.com. Remember, needy material hauled or equipment fixed, give a call to Manessi Trucking and Repair.
Yeah, buddy.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back to that Sunday Morning Meltdown. What's going on, Siobhan and Josh? D?
Not too much. You guys ready to label that snatch?
Are we doing it? Are we doing it?
Oh, a snatch? What does it even mean?
I don't know. I've always wondered. I heard it ever since I was a kid, and I'm like, why would you call a vagina a snatch? Why?
Anybody who can tell us why you call a vagina a snatch,
like,
either let us know in the chat room
I don't
or
get
call.
it. I don't like snatch the pussy. Like I don't know. Like. It just, I never.
I'd rather
never
just chump the pussy. Yeah.
Here we go.
That shit just happened.
All right, I'm going to start filling this out.
Good morning.
Okay.
What? No.
I want to fill it out.
No. Nobody. We don't have enough people to even fill it out. And Rocky just got here.
Hi, Rocky.
He just can't wait to touch his vagina.
No.
We're about to name that kitty.
No, Rocky X just got here.
This
so
isn't
we
a
can't.
timed test.
No.
We're just going to check answers later.
Wait, no. I'm not ready yet.
I'm not either, but I just want to start filling out things
My browser hasn't loaded yet.
No cheating.
Okay, I'm just going to start putting down things that I know.
Fair enough.
All
I'm
right.
okay with that.
Because literally, it's
I mean,
not you against I.
There's 9 different
No,
things
it's
to
you
fill
against
out,
a vagina.
So
Are we able to, while we're labeling it, are we able to get like a picture of this on what everybody's watching?
She couldn't get She couldn't
unfortunately,
get
the image wouldn't let me save it. I barely was able to get it printed. Apparently, they're like really anal. Apparently, they're really anal about their vagina diagrams being used. Yeah.
No, apparently, nobody needs to be educated on a vagina.
Apparently not.
I guess not.
Or there's 85 40-year-old men that are like,
I guess you just got to know where the hole is and where to stick it.
If we get a lot of views on this, then I'm going to know that a lot of people are just watching it for the vagina. Which is fine. I could have, but then it makes me wonder if I could have just hooked up the camera to a chick breastfeeding for 3 hours and see how many views I got.
No, because there's only one of the 3 of us that are breastfeeding. So that's her.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
I'm not sure my husband would appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
no.
thanks.
Consider the man's husband.
Yeah, no, right.
I'm sorry. Consider her husband.
Right.
Yeah, because he is really, like, anal about that. It's so hard for him. Like, I don't know how it was for you with your wife, but, like, I have no issue because as far
Dudes
as I'm
are fucking
concerned...
pigs, bro.
Well, and I get that. Like, I get that. I totally get that. So, my thing is, boobs are legitimately there solely to provide for the woman's child. That's really the only purpose they have.
Which we talked about that on the first one.
Yeah,
we
and
did.
they do serve other purposes as time has gone on. They've become sexual items. But originally their purpose was solely to feed a child. So I have no issue breastfeeding her in public. My husband, however, you can see the look on his face every time I'm like, give him that look like she's hungry. I got to feed her. he'll like give me the truck keys or something so I can
Right.
go to the
Go out
truck.
there.
But
Yes.
he's even went out of his way. Like, honey, I'll move the truck to where you have a private, your own little spot.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But-
Ant-Man's
I mean-
been there and seen that happen.
I will say this, that some places now offer like breastfeeding rooms and stuff.
Really?
Like if you go to, it's fitting, but Babies R Us.
Oh, well, yeah.
They have breastfeeding rooms in the back of the store, so
That's
a
cool.
mom can go in there and breastfeed.
That's awesome.
I've never been in there, but I would assume it has rocking chairs and soft pillows, and
Right.
maybe something to drink, like a water or whatever.
Yeah, that would be practical.
But anyway, there's a lot of places that are accommodating women now to breastfeed.
Yes.
I'm kind of with you. Men are pigs. Okay. Men don't see that as something natural.
It's true.
We talked about this before. Men see like, oh wow, that's a woman with her boob out. Whether there's a child attached or not,
Yeah.
you're hoping to
What's
God.
on the other side of that mouth?
Yeah, you're just
Right.
hoping to God the child
Is it,
falls
is
off.
it big? Is it a big nipple? Is it a little nipple? What
Is
is
it like a brown pimply
Yeah,
Stevie Wonder
yeah, right,
from
right.
40-Year-Old Virgin when they were?
Oh.
Anyway, enough talking about nipples.
Just lick
we're
it
gonna,
and lick
we're
it.
gonna gather a whole new audience based on what
Based
we're talking
on
about.
nipples.
But
Yeah.
no, I was not a fan of her breastfeeding in public, which I think she has a lot of I don't know how to say it. She's a private person anyway,
Right.
You know, so it's not like she would just here's the
Right.
baby and
No,
right,
right.
walking through Walmart.
And I don't think, you know, in the husband's defense, I don't think he would be either. I think it's more of a chauvinistic thing. It's kind of like, you know, you're walking through. It's kind of like you've heard women talk about how they can see other women looking at their dude, and we're just like, oh, well, no, that's not what that is at all. No, bullshit. I saw
no.
her.
No.
I saw her. It's the same kind of thing.
It's like
for us with boobs. Like, I saw that dude looking at you.
Right.
Honey, no, you didn't. Motherfucker, I saw that motherfucker looking at you.
My husband does that all the time. We'll be out in public and he'll like get all uber hubby defensive of some guy, and I'm like, "What's the deal?" And he's staring at your ass. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was.
yeah.
Trust me, he was.
it's a difference between men and women that way, because your opinion is well, who am I going home with?
Right,
You know,
exactly.
he can stare all he wants. What a compliment that you chose a good
Right.
woman.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, I want to kill him.
Yeah.
It's like these scented candles are a great weapon. Just crack him upside the head with right here in Walmart.
Right. Absolutely.
And see, I totally get it though, because I'm very protective over what's mine, and my husband is mine, and bitch, I will shank you.
See, but that's the thing.
Like,
To us, it's like, oh, honey, she's just being nice, you know, whatever. So it's like
no,
a
she
polar-
wants your dick.
It's a polar opposite
Like-
thing. She wants the dong.
J-Dub says the nipple hour.
Welcome to the nipple hour of the Sunday morning meltdown.
And Rocky X is like, what the fuck did I just walk into? Like,
He said, so what is
holy
going on?
shit.
Okay, do we have to be medical or like?
I mean, as close to as possible.
Okay.
Like, if you don't know the specific names of, like, the inner and outer lips, things like that, you can put inner, outer, you know, large, small, whatever you think it is. But, yeah, as much as possible, make it as accurate as possible medically. That, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna start filling this out. I'm listening while you guys are talking.
All right.
I really am.
So, you know, I got this story here. Ohio firefighter says he'd rather save a dog than 1 million N-words.
I was so going to talk about that, and I left it for you because I have one that I want to talk about more.
And this kind of caught me. I admit, man.
You know what that sounds like?
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Social media giveth connections, information, jokes, and it taketh away esteem, time, and employment. But some folks will never learn. Volunteer Franklin Township, Ohio firefighter lost his job after his racist Facebook post came to light. What made the most influence about the post was Igoria. It was basically a huge rant. It was not just derogatory to black people, but it actually related specifically to his job. And the 20-year-old Tyler Royston, 20 years old, was suspended without pay Tuesday by the fire chief, Steve Bishop. after a Facebook post attributed him to saying that if he had to choose between saving a dog or a black man from a burning building, that he would save the dog first because one dog is more important than a million niggers. And used the N-word right out. And you notice how I use the word, right? Very, like, quiet, like, I didn't say it. Like, don't be mad at me, anybody, please, because I'm just reading from this post.
You know what that sounds like? Almost identical was American History X. At the very beginning, when you're starting to learn about Edward Norton and his family life and stuff, his dad was a firefighter, and he ended up getting shot and killed by somebody in the neighborhood, and he was trying to save people. So same, that's exactly what I thought about when you said that.
And so they screenshotted it, they posted it. Township Administrator Tracy Strivers said in an email that she did not know how Bishop learned of the online comment on Tuesday or how long the post was online before he was informed of it. Strivers also went on to say that Bishop took the most aggressive step that he was legally allowed to take, as he does not have the authority to terminate employees. She said any terminations required a vote by the trustees. So this is not acceptable behavior for a township employee, she said. And furthermore, as a rule, to all employees are given a closed-door disciplinary hearing that gives them a chance to provide witnesses or evidence providing their innocence. Trustees President Brian Morris came out strongly against Roydson's post. And he right here says he blatantly said on social media that he wouldn't do that. Morris said, even if you take race out of it, it still would be wrong. I'm disgusted at what he said. There's no reason for him to have to say anything like that anytime, anywhere, ever. That should never be said of a city employee at any time. So, man. And it gets deeper, I guess. Furthermore, I want people to realize that this is the only one man's comment. We have a great group of men, firefighters, and women, and that are disgusted at the comments of one individual, and these comments should not represent the entire fire department. On Wednesday, shortly after they're informed of the controversy, the trustees voted to set his disciplinary hearing for 7 p.m. on September 27th. So looks like some are using, you guessed it, social media to make sure he gets what he can get maximally out of everything. So he's probably going to lose his job. And I don't know, Siobhan.
I can tell you because I'm the daughter of a
he's
firefighter.
He's probably going to lose his pension.
I grew up in it, and, that's not something that typically occurs. I would say that his age has a big factor in it.
He's 20, right?
Because he's 20, right. And let's be honest, the younger generation, it's a different mindset.
You would think they'd be a lot more sensitive to that stuff because everybody's offended by everything.
Yeah, but it's definitely a different mindset. Now, I know from experience if something like that happens, and granted, my dad is a Columbus firefighter, but that is not something that's tolerated at all. Like, it's just not okay. It's simply not okay. And he will probably, without a doubt, he'll be fired. Most likely, he will lose his pension. Typically, when you are fired from the fire department, you tend to lose your pension and benefits.
I'm not condoning what he did or what he said. I'm not. Don't get it twisted what I'm about to say. I'm not condoning his actions. But what I will say is police officers, firefighters, and EMTs, see the worst of people more so than we do. They see the other side of things. You know what I mean? And not to be too graphic about it, but how many times has that firefighter, even being 20 years old and who knows how long he's been doing the job, how many times has he walked into a drug house and found a young child who had found a heroin needle and had died because of it? You know what I mean? Those things mess with you, and you start associating certain situations with certain groups of people.
Right.
So to a certain degree, I guess he could have been a little more... how do I want to put it? PC about it, I guess, But I think that those guys see things that we will never, ever have to deal with on our own, in our own lives, unless we're in a line of work like that.
That's definitely true. I mean, my my aunt is now retired, but she was a Columbus police officer, and she was a fugitive detective for the last, I don't know, like almost probably 8 years of being an officer. And we used to have conversations all the time because she would tell me, oh, hey, I'll be out of town for a couple of days. I'm going to pick this guy up in, Louisiana or whatever. And, she would tell me what he had done or something like that. And, he's a child molester. He's this, he's that. And I'm like, I don't know how you don't stop in an empty field on the way back, say he tried to run and shoot him in the back.
I couldn't be a law enforcement officer simply because my emotions would get the best of me. My mom, I come from... Like, my mom used to get smacked around. My parents got divorced when I was 12. My mom fucking changed boyfriends like I changed underwear. And I had to watch a lot of shit happen because of that. And, there's only so many times of, here, watch this, while me and your mom go in the bedroom, And you get to that point, and I think you just get to a mindset, like, fuck you, like kind of thing.
I don't know. I see myself as being more of a level-headed person. It takes a lot to get me aggravated, and I try to see both sides of the story.
Right.
If somebody hit Megatron, though, if somebody was to get testy with the wife.
So part of that, I go to Kevin Hart, where he's like, I'm not a fighter. I'm not going to pretend like I am. If you're with me and somebody just smacked you in the face, you just got smacked in the face. I'm going to go hide behind a vending machine because I don't want to be a part of it. I'm kidding. No, obviously, I would be very aggravated, to the point of rage, probably.
Yeah.
But
you're a big fella.
But I don't think I'm the type to fill with rage and start swinging first.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess it goes back to a lot of firearms training and stuff, They want you to see the whole picture first before you make a judgment call. That's everybody's beef with people carrying guns concealed. Well, they're just out to shoot people. They don't care. You walk up to them, ask them for $1, they feel threatened, they're going to shoot and kill you. That's not the case.
No.
They want you to see both sides of the story, assess the whole entire situation before you make a judgment call.
Yeah.
So I like to think that I'm very level-headed. I have a soft spot for public servants because I've always wanted to be a police officer my whole entire life. I mean, after high school, when I was in high school, I wanted to be either a music teacher or a rock star on tour. That was it.
Oh, you had dreams.
I did. And guess what? They went out the frickin' window. Anyway.
That's what happens when you have kids.
Right? No. But no, I've always wanted to be a police officer. And 90% of the cops I've ever met, when you start talking to them down to earth, they're very nice people.
They're just another person.
They really are. And they're just put in different situations that we can't fathom.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to give away where I live, but just this past week, a 3-year-old little boy found his father's gun in the kitchen and shot himself in the head. Okay. Now, I happen to know the police officer personally who carried that little boy out of the house. Okay. So think about the hell that's going to play on that man. He signed up to do a job. He wants to enforce the law and protect people, but that's part of his job. You know what I mean? Now, couldn't he be angry about to the guy for leaving his firearm where a 3-year-old could get it? Absolutely. There was a lot of people, and I think that was the nastiest part about that whole situation was your backseat spectators who, as soon as they found out about it, became keyboard warriors. Who leaves a gun out for a 3-year-old to get? Why was it loaded? This is why you need to have your guns and your ammo in a separate place in your house, and it needs to be locked up and whatever else. First of all, that defeats the purpose of having a firearm in your home to protect yourself anyway.
Right.
If you got to go to 6 different rooms to assemble your weapon to defend yourself, then you're
already
duck.
dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Okay? It was a situation. It was a circumstance. Gun safety, gun safety, gun safety. Teach your children young about gun safety.
Right.
But the kid was 3 years old, But that was the most disgusting part, is everybody wants to be a critic.
I love media because we have, even we do. I feel like we're held to a standard. We have a certain job to do. We have whatever, but there's a fine line between job and opinion, and when you start interjecting your opinion and it starts, Nancy Grace is a prime example.
Don't
Oh
go
my
Nancy
gosh.
Grace. I do not go to Nancy Grace.
She's a prime example of what I'm talking about. And when I say that, everybody's like, "Oh shit, I hate that
I
bitch.
cannot stand
I
Nancy
cannot
Grace.
stand." Yeah,
Nope,
see,
I
Yeah.
cannot
So-
stand Nancy Grace.
you know, and she's a former. For those of you who don't know, she's a former prosecutor turned vigilante reporter.
No.
I don't even want to know, but I mean, yeah. But
No.
she uses a lot of her opinion, her influence. She coaches people into. She basically bullies people into conversation. You know, and you know how it goes, and I think that's where that whole term got dubbed. Your Nancy Grace in a situation, you need to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
I've actually never heard that.
I
Really?
have never heard that either.
Yeah, you're
No.
Nancy
Did
Grace.
you just make that up?
No.
I was about to
That's
say I would take
legit.
credit for that
It-
because I've never
yeah,
heard it.
No,
So
I was looking it up.
if you would have
before the
said,
show.
yeah, I thought of that. I'd been like, cool, man.
Yeah, if you're gonna Nancy
term.
Grace a situation, I was like, well, that's a PC way to shoot some shit down. So, Siobhan,
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna have any love talk today?
Well, I figured that the
I know the
labeling of the
vag.
vagina would kind of be my love talk for the day, and then of course the additional diagrams I have, and we'll make it an educational love talk
All
today.
right. So then,
Hold on, real quick. I
But-
want to read J-Dub's comment before we move
Yeah.
on here. He said, teach your kids not to be afraid of a gun. Teach them how to operate a firearm and how to use it properly and safely.
Exactly.
And I will say, my two girls, 5 and 7 years old, are very, very, very comfortable with firearms. I have never given them a loaded firearm and expected them to be safe with it.
Right.
I have always handed them an unloaded firearm. I taught them how to make sure it was clear. Always keep it pointed in a safe direction. When you see a firearm laying anywhere, which I do not, I will say this, I do not leave guns laying around. But on days where I go to put my gun on, I will leave it somewhere where I'm standing, and I will be about 3 feet from it, unloaded, of course. And I just want to see how they react, and every single time they'll get close and they'll go, Dada, did you know that you left your gun right here? Absolutely, I did. Thank you. Did you touch it? No, I didn't. I didn't because that's not a toy. Thank you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's a prime example. I have taught them. So, J-Dub, good point. And I
Yes.
100% agree.
I absolutely agree, and that's
Sorry.
that's exactly how I feel about it as well. And Megan says, "Good morning, sunshine."
Where?
She just popped up.
She did? I
Yes.
don't see. Hi.
There you go.
Good
Oh,
morning.
apparently the website is quicker than YouTube. Haha, go figure. And YouTube fails again.
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
No, I definitely agree with that. My family's from Southern Ohio, Benton County area, so I learned how to shoot when I was very young. I was 5 years old when I shot my first shotgun. And
Shotgun.
oh yeah, laid down on the ground.
20 gauge.
this
12
motherfucking Annie
gauge?
Oakley over here,
Yeah.
bitch.
Oh, that was my nickname as a kid, was Annie Oakley.
Right.
Yeah, and 12 gauge shotgun laid down on the ground.
Wow.
Last one to shoot out of my 4 siblings, and only one that hit the pop can, by the way.
Nice,
Just
dude.
saying.
Congrats.
Just saying. Yeah. It actually, when I shot it, it scooted me back on the ground because I was so small.
I was about to say, I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
I'm not a vagina.
But I took it like a champ.
Right, I'm not a vagina, but I don't like shooting shotguns,
Oh,
man. it hurts.
For a long
After
time.
a while, it hurts.
Because that was the first thing I ever shot and the only thing I was really around. For the longest time, I actually...
Rocky X, I'm touching a gun right now. Yep, I have an office gun.
Yeah, for the longest time, I actually wouldn't shoot a handgun because I was not comfortable with them. I was actually somewhat afraid of them because I grew up shooting shotguns and rifles.
Right.
So,
Well, I remember this was something I was telling the wife about. You know, we're 100% on the same page about gun safety. I remember.
You go, girl. You
Megan
go, girl.
says, see, I'm not the only one who learned to shoot young.
No,
You
you're not.
go, girl.
That's fine, and I'm glad. But
Hillbillies unite.
I remember being
Y'all
a kid.
too? Y'all too?
As I'm sitting here with no shoes on.
Y'all too.
I'm getting my oil. We'll run down to the farm. We'll get some pigs.
Get that iron and go iron our clothes in the creek.
It was a
Word.
wash.
Yes,
Wash,
exactly.
wash.
Yes.
Wash. No, I remember when I was a kid, I used to go down to my buddy's house at the end of the road. His dad had a shotgun case in their bedroom. It wasn't locked. And me and my buddy would go in there and grab his guns and march around the house like while his parents weren't home. Didn't know anything about him. I didn't learn gun safety until I was a little bit older. You know,
We should have a gun show.
But that
We should have a morning show. A gun morning
Yeah,
show.
we should have a show dedicated to
Since we're
guns
doing
and gun
Sunday
safety
morning talk.
and yeah.
I think it'd be interesting to see, obviously, the people who are
I'm
on
not
the
talking
same
about all the
page and
rednecks
the
that got
opposers.
guns. I'm not talking about all the rednecks and the guns. I'm not talking about like everybody come out with their, hey, look at everybody, look at my AR-12, look at my. No. I'm talking about the professionals. We're gonna have a professional, somebody come in, you know.
I tell you what, my buddy Eric, he's a certified armorer. He teaches CCW classes and advanced firearm training. This dude's legit, man. I think it'd be great to bring him on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have him bring some toys so he can
Right.
actually talk about, maybe disassemble some stuff right here on the show, assemble some stuff right here on the show.
Like hang him
Show
upside
proper
down with
cleaning
with a
and-
blindfold.
Yeah.
He's hanging
See if
upside
he
down.
can-
Hell
Field
yeah.
stripping his weapon.
Yep.
No, I'll definitely ask him about that because I think that that's something, you know.
It's legit. It's fair.
Yeah, and in today's day and age, I think it's a legitimate topic because more and more people, especially now with, you know, CCP being so prominent and so many people having it and so many people carrying, I think it's really important to talk
you asked
about.
You asked me this morning before the show, Josh. You're like, you carry to every show? I'm like, yes, I do. And, you know, and the reason, you know, a lot of people, you know, the thing is, and I'll be honest with you, and Siobhan, you'll back me up, I'm sure, on this, and maybe even you, Josh. But you know, when you look at CCW and you look at concealed carry, and you look at the number of people that go to the reason you look at the type of people that go to the places that have a do not carry a firearm. You look at the type of people that are walking in that establishment. I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but I'm gonna have to stand up and I'm gonna have to say. It's 70-30, and I think 70% of them are sheep, and they get sheeped into restaurants or into places where there's very little to anything. You're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to. But this dude over here doesn't give two shits what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do.
Right.
So this dude's gonna come in here and he's gonna bring a machete in, and you're gonna be eating some noodles. You're gonna get whacked. You know, the dude's gonna run in here with a gun and he's gonna do whatever. And you're gonna get whacked. Like, you know,
The cases of instances like that happening are being more publicized now more than ever.
Absolutely.
Especially the law enforcement side where they're being scrutinized for everything they do. But I want to say something about that, okay? Anybody who carries a firearm, right? Any police officer that carries a firearm, okay? You are trained. You know your weapon, and you know what situation it is to be used.
Right.
With a CCW, when you carry a weapon, your firearm is the last line of defense.
Exactly. Right.
With a police officer, they are authorized to use what force they deem necessary.
Correct.
And in every CCW class you've ever been in, or that I've heard of anyway, they talk about scenarios.
Yeah.
This is what happens. You walk up on this, you do this. Look at all the reporters that have done the law enforcement training or like the simulators, okay? And every single time, the reporter's like, I don't really think that guns are something that everybody should have and whatever. They go through that training. And then the police officer, when it's over, goes, you died 12 times. Why did you die 12 times? Because you waited to react. And you are the one that is criticizing the police officer for shooting that man. But you died 12 times because you didn't react.
Right.
Yeah.
That man pulled a gun on you and shot you twice before you could even reach for your holster.
Right.
Right.
But these guys have to make a split-second decision.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different for law enforcement. They
Right.
have to think differently than we do. We're not in the situations they're in.
When in some cases there has been proven to be guns there.
Right.
The
Yeah.
body cams have shown.
Yes.
You know.
And people still, well, he didn't have to shoot him. It's his life or that person's
Right.
life.
You're not the
It's-
one standing there looking at that person wondering, am I going to die
No,
today?
you're not in a foot pursuit with that person
Right.
when they
No.
turn and they
And
go to
they-
reach and
right.
If
they
you
go to
are
reach.
instructed to not reach for anything, keep your hands out of your
and
pockets.
you
What the
do,
fuck do you-
then
Why are
what
you
are you
reaching for?
exactly?
Right.
Exactly.
You cannot be reaching for anything good.
Rocky says, I carry when I mow the yard. Hell, last week I was accused by a very angry, thuggish squirrel. We used our words, though.
We used our words.
With that, I have to say I have a story about That's so perfect, Rocky. You have no idea. So there are raccoons terrorizing people in New York.
What?
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit.
So
yeah.
you brought up Kevin Hart. Have you seen that Kevin Hart, he's apologizing to his wife and his kids for the failed extortion attempts over sexual suggested videos?
What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sexual extortion?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Kevin Hart and some sexual extortion. Yeah.
What, was he filming him and his wife and trying to sell it, or what?
So, source, we'll talk about that in a little bit here.
Oh, that's crazy.
But
wait, I thought he was divorced.
Yeah.
I thought he was divorced.
Right.
Over this stuff. Well, not necessarily that stuff, but he talks about it in stand-up.
Yeah.
Why he got divorced and all that stuff. Oh, wow, that's crazy. I'm looking forward to hearing that. By the way, I'm not trying to change the subject or anything, but I've done labeled my vagina.
Oh, yeah.
I've done labeled the kitty, and you haven't touched anything.
I know. Well, I got to run a show, so I will...
He's just stalling. He doesn't know the answers.
I'm stalling on the kitty.
I'm going to guarantee you half of these answers are wrong. I hope the wife's still watching because I want her to be proud of me for the answers I did get right, and hopefully we can work on the ones I got wrong. You see what I did?
I hope I get a
Did you
visual.
see what I just did?
Nice job.
Yeah,
Did
right.
you see what I did?
Nice job.
I hope my
You're
wife
probably getting the look right now, even though you
Yeah.
can't see it. Can you feel it?
Rolling of the eyes. Yeah.
Rolling of the
And
eyes.
J-Dub says criminals don't follow laws.
Which is absolutely
Which is
correct.
right. This is why they're called criminals.
Absolutely correct. They do not follow laws.
And I do have to say, I just have to throw this out here because it's something that a lot of people don't know. So a lot of places actually put up a no gun sign, but it's not a legitimate sign. So a lot of people don't realize that unless it is a full sign that has the federal regulations along with it, it's actually not a legitimate sign. And if you carry in an establishment that, say, has one of those little ones that's just the gun with
the line through it,
it's actually just a trespassing charge.
Really?
Yeah. Because unless it's a federal sign, it can't be federally enforced.
Well, here's what I'm going to say, and that's a great point. I don't think a lot of people know that.
No,
Which
it's
actually,
very.
I didn't know that either.
It's very little known fact.
Because there are state of Ohio signs.
Mhm.
They're the big rectangle ones, and then there are just the little guns with the line
Right.
through
If it doesn't have some kind of federal or state ordinance information with it, then it is not a legally binding, if you will, sign, and it's actually only a trespassing charge and not actual.
So what that really means is, oh boy just ran in here with his gat, and I just saved your ass. I'll take my trespassing ticket. Have a nice fucking day.
Pretty much.
Because I just saved
So,
you and 79 other your customers.
lot
You better give
of-
me a rewards card, bitch.
Right. A lot of the places you go that'll have them are like the little corner stores and places like that. They'll have that little, and a lot of the time it's literally like this big, little tiny square like this big.
I've only been in 2 situations I've ever had to actually pull my firearm. I've never had to use my firearm. I've only ever had to pull my firearm twice in my life.
I've never had to pull it.
I was at,
Never.
and in the 2 places that I was at when it happened, make total fucking sense on why exactly I had to fucking use them there. Because the one time I gave my friend, I dropped my friend off at waterbeds and stuff, and there was an issue at the store, and the manager was like, "Hey," and I was
real quick. Megan says, "Keep dreaming."
Keep dreaming what?
Oh.
About us going over the...
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming.
And Rocky X, exactly. J-Dub. What criminal sees a no firearm sign and thinks, "Man, I can't use my gat and rob this place." Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. So, you know, I've only been in 2 situations where I've ever had to use, like, pull it, and dude, like, after the experience, just that alone, I was like, whoa, if I smoked cigarettes, I would have threw a pack. Like, if I chewed, I'd have been through a can.
Right.
If I'd have been, like, I probably would have took the whole can and just put it right in my mouth.
I'm one of those
like
people.
a Sandlot.
I'm one of those people that when I put my gun on, when I go somewhere, the first thing I do is I hope and I pray that I don't have to use it.
Right.
That's it. I don't want to. I don't want that on my conscience. But at
Yep.
the end of the day, if it's my family or someone threatening my life and I
Yep.
don't think I can get out of it either by talking or even us getting into a fist fight, I would suffice for a fist fight.
Right.
Even if I lost teeth, cool. As long as I didn't have to pull my
Like
gun.
I'd rather
you know?
pistol whip you before
Well,
I shoot you.
I carry a pocket knife. I mean, I would
I
rather
carry a pocket
I
knife
would
too.
rather go that route, you know, truthfully, like, but You know, there was one other time I was in Lancaster walking out of Mickey's venue. I had cameras and stuff, and I told you about this before the show. And this is why I carry now to every show. And if I find out there's security at the show, then I just don't go to the show because I'm not sorry, I can't do it. You know, I was walking out of the bar. It was about 2 a.m. and I was doing some media stuff for the bar, and you know, I got paid whatever. And I was walking out. And there's a group of guys standing around. The vehicle's out back, and they took my camera and my book bag. And I swear to this day, if it would have been anything different, if it would have been a different situation, I might probably still have my $3,000 in camera gear and stuff like that.
Right.
I almost lost my job because I got my stuff stolen.
But see, even in that, that's not justification to shoot somebody.
Getting hit with a lead pipe is not justification.
Oh,
they
you
beat
didn't
my ass.
Oh, I didn't know that
shit.
it hit you.
Oh yeah, they jumped me. And
Oh,
took my
I didn't know
shit.
that they jumped you.
Yeah.
I thought they just all approached you and said, "We're going to take that bag from you."
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
doesn't happen in Lancaster.
No.
That doesn't happen.
That's a different situation.
That doesn't
Yes.
happen in Lancaster. You get jumped in Lancaster and they take your shit.
First of all, it's Lancaster.
Whatever the fuck.
Anybody in Lancaster.
It's never mind.
It's Lancaster.
I have my own term for
Lanky janky.
Well, my sister lives there, so I make fun of her all the time, and I tell her it's Lane Cractor. Yeah.
See, exactly. I agree with Rocky. If you have that I wish someone would mentality, you shouldn't be possessing a firearm in public. Exactly.
That is correct.
Thank you. Yes.
And J-Dub says, I just trespassed the shit out of that dude that threatened your establishment.
But there are some places like malls. Malls, and for a while there, it was Chipotle.
Yeah.
It's not on the door.
No, it's not.
in
It's
the
by
manual.
the bathroom.
Actually,
Yeah.
so
on the job and wages board that they have.
on that
'Cause it's in
note,
the handbook.
so Ant-Man and I were out at a show, and we went and got Chipotle
Fuck
afterwards.
those fucking fuckers.
And we're
'cause-
standing in line, and they're almost finished making our food.
Oh.
And, of course, we both carry, and we open carry. So not on the door. And the manager comes over and says, I'm sorry, we don't allow carrying in our establishment. You're going to have to leave. And so we went to leave, and they're like, no, you can get your food. It's okay.
Oh,
Siobhan's
really?
being nice.
And-
No,
and,
Siobhan's
like,
being nice
it-
because
it
I was a dick.
Yeah, we were like, no, we don't want our
I
food.
set my
you know?
taco,
and-
I set my bowl right on the counter, and I was like, all right, and I started walking for the door, and he
Yeah.
put his hand on my shoulder
Don't-
and was like,
don't touch
no,
me.
he was, and I went like that, and I was like, dude, don't, and he goes, no, he was like, it's okay, you guys can get your food.
get your food,
It's
but
just for future
for
reference.
future reference.
Hold on. It's not on the door, okay? It's back by the bathrooms on the board, on that little cork board they have, okay? Now, in the state of Ohio, anybody who knows better can correct me if I'm wrong here. But the law stated before if they had a grade D liquor license or greater, you could not carry in their establishment. The last time I checked, Chipotle only carries light beers and little margarita in a bottle or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like less than
So-
2% alcohol anyway. Like it's like the
So
level.
first of all,
Right.
they're not a liquor establishment. Second of all, the law has been changed. As
Right.
long as you're not consuming alcohol, you can carry in a lot
Exactly.
of the bar establishments. Chipotle is not
Yeah.
one of those establishments.
No, but what it is that as a company, they had a campaign, and I actually looked it up after this happened. I looked it up as soon as we left, and apparently a while back when CCPs were becoming more prevalent, Chipotle did a campaign of moms come and bring your kid and eat gun-free.
No.
And so basically,
that was about
as
3-4 months ago.
No,
actually.
it's been a while now. It's been about a year or so now, at least. And basically, what it was is they, as a company, decided that they were going to be gun-free establishments, other than law officers. So if you're an enforcement officer and you have a gun because you're an officer of the law, that's okay. But as a citizen, you can't carry it.
It's like Chick-fil-A not supporting the gay community.
It's like, yeah, it's like
It's one of
Chick-fil-A
those things,
closing
yeah.
on Sunday because the corporate people are all Christians. Well, what about the employees who aren't and want to work on Sunday because they got 3 kids to feed?
Yeah, I mean, that's
Rocky
true.
X, you just can't carry in the shitter.
Apparently, that's what that means.
And J-Dub says, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Amen.
That's
Fucking-
very true.
fucking right.
Hold on. Mental things play a factor in a lot of this stuff. Everybody's like, well, why doesn't they scan people for mental illnesses and stuff before they issue them a firearm and that sort of thing? Okay, that's a lot of the argument now. people with mental illnesses should not carry firearms. But I've got a story here. If this was, I want to say 2015 that this story came out. Do you remember the Slender Man case?
Yeah.
Where those classmates stabbed their friend?
Right.
For the sake of this Slender Man?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the story, right? That just happened. It's a jury on Friday determined that a 15-year-old Wisconsin girl who stabbed her classmate 19 times to please a fictional online character named Slender Man was mentally ill at the time of the attack. As a result, she will avoid jail time and instead be committed to a mental institution.
So we're going to talk about that here. It's 9 o'clock. We're going to pay some bills, and we're going to come back right after this. We're going to talk about that. Siobhan, I got to label my kitty.
Yeah, you do.
I got to talk about some Kevin Hart, and I got to talk about the Bluetooth incident.
We got to talk about raccoons taking over New York.
And we got we got a two set here of Shooter Jennings tickets for September 22nd coming up this fucking week. So the last two in existence that I know of. So we're going to give those away. You guys have an opportunity to call into the show. And so we'll be right back after this. We're going to pay some bills and be right back.
For the finest in Asian cooked cuisine food, visit the Rice Kitchen Asian Cuisine. Conveniently located in Columbus at 3976 Alum Creek Drive, they offer the finest in dining in a friendly and cozy environment. Every dish includes the freshest and finest picked ingredients cooked to your liking while providing the healthiest, most nutritious foods. The staff at Rice Kitchen takes pride in knowing every patron is satisfied and comfortable. Open 11 to 10 Monday through Thursday, 11 to 11 Friday and Saturday, and 3:30 to 9 on Sunday. Visit them at 3976 Alum Creek Drive or give them a call at 614-491-8252.
From local to national, ZTPMag.com delivers it all. Raw, beautiful, and bold. Go to ZTPMag.com today. Check out info on some of your favorite music, tech, food, and rides.
ZTP Mag has it all. I mean, seriously, where else am I going to get that kind of info? Plus, it's all free at the touch of a finger on all my devices. It's like the people working for the mag understand what their viewers want and the importance of involving them.
You heard the lady. Get over to ZTPMag.com.
With winter quickly approaching, it's time to start thinking about how you're going to get rid of that dreaded snow and ice that surrounds your home or business. The experts at Landscape Design Solutions have you covered. The winter season can be brutal on roadways, sidewalks, and on your wallet. So give Jeff or Jacob at Landscape Design Solutions a call at 614-632-7737 or see all they have to make a beautiful landscape for your home or office at landscapedesignSolution.com. Landscape Design Solutions, taking a concept and turning it into reality.
Hey, Music Familia, you're kicking it live with Ant-Man only on MusicFamiliaProductions.com. Remember, CBD Living Water is for the living. Get yours today.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to MusicFamiliaProductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
Hey, Music Familia, you're kicking it live with Ant-Man only on MusicFamiliaProductions.com. Remember, CBD Living Water is for the living. Get yours today.
If you or someone you know have been injured at work or have been denied Social Security disability benefits, the Nisley Law Office can help you get the benefits you and your family deserve. A family firm that treats each client as family, they have been serving Ohio employees for over 50 years. And they don't get paid unless you get paid, whether it's workers' compensation or Social Security disability. Now located at 1111 Dublin Road in Columbus with satellite offices in Lima and in Chillicothe. For free consultations, call 614-486-9503, or for more information, visit them at nisleylaw.com. So if you've been injured at work or have been denied Social Security disability benefits, the Nisley Law Office can help you get the benefits you and your family deserve. Visit their new office in Columbus at 1111 Dublin Road, give them a call at 614-486-9503, or visit their website at nisleylaw.com. The Nisley Law Office, helping you get the benefits you deserve.
I think it's fitting that we had a law commercial in there for, because we're talking about vaginas and guns.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love how you just tied those together.
What's better?
Whenever you think about vagina, you think about firearms.
I mean,
So how's the best way to do this? Because I saw that you started filling your.
I
was gonna say, yeah.
I can't
your kitty diagram out.
so I'll do it. I'll do mine live. I'll just do mine live, like. Cause
Let's get that out of the way because
no.
there's a lot of people that want to know.
Yeah, no, you should finish filling yours out real quick because this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and hold this up for everybody else to see, and we're gonna go over each part and see what you guys get right and what you get wrong.
God. I know, like I said, I know I've at least got 3 wrong. At least 3.
I'm pretty sure. So, all right. So, you want to talk about raccoons while I fill up my diagram?
Sure. All right. So,
talk about Resident Evil Raccoon City, and we can talk about that.
So, apparently, New York has been having trouble with raccoons, and they are now waging a war against raccoons. Yeah.
How silly does that sound?
Billion-dollar industry right here.
Right, totally. So, yeah. So the city kills hundreds of raccoons and other critters for rabies tests only to find the vast majority aren't infected. The health department tested 662 raccoons for rabies between 2014 and 2016, but just 18 had the deadly viral disease. Only 23 of all 1,248 animals euthanized and tested during that time were actually rabid, less than 2%. Animals must be dead for the rabies test because it requires brain tissue. So rabies in New York is the most easily transmitted through the raccoons, so the fluffy garbage bandits are doomed if they appear sick to the authorities. They always go to animal care and control because they are rabies vector species, and they have to be tested, said Rich Simmons, director of the Parks Department Wildlife Unit. If they're not sick animals, we really want to prevent that from happening. State law requires that cities destroy animals suspected of being rabid unless they are dogs, cats, ferrets, or livestock. Those animals can be kept under observation if they bite humans, and the test isn't done if they don't seem sick after 10 days. Healthy animals are not euthanized for the sole purpose of rabies testing, said the city's health department spokesman, Julian
Just
Martinez.
Swallow. It's fine.
Shut up.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
We're trying to have a serious conversation
Right.
about raccoons
Right.
taking over the world.
So most of the animals that underwent rabies testing were previously set to be humanely euthanized. Only animals that are sick or injured are humanely euthanized. But some animal rights activists slam the testing protocols as unnecessary, unproductive, and immoral. These are not zombie invaders that are going to eat your children and your dog, said Adita. I'm not even going to butcher her last name. The executive director of the animal rights group NY Class, which unsuccessfully tried to push Mayor Bill de Blasio to ban horse carriages. I remember reading about that as well. So she added, even beyond unethical, this is a waste of resource and time.
It is. It is.
I mean, I kind of agree with that. So Stephanie Bell, PETA's senior director of cruelty casework, said if officials want to do something productive about rabies, which they've already shown is not an epidemic in the wild population of raccoons, they should enforce vaccination laws for domestic animals, ensure that garbage is disposed of properly, and pass prohibitions against feeding wildlife, which all makes sense. The way the city is handling it, rounding up those large numbers and killing them, you have to say there's some level of misfortune going on. So this is the thing. The city spent nearly 666,000 in the last year on an ad campaign to raise awareness about wildlife, including raccoons. Our Wildlife NYC campaign emphasizes that raccoons can be seen day or night. The purpose of this message is to avoid the unnecessary euthanizing of healthy raccoons.
Raccoons caused 9/11. I'm convinced.
There hasn't been a human case of rabies in New York City since 1947,
then
according
why are
to
you
officials.
spending all this money?
Right. So the wildlife experts said that
Damn you, Trump.
Rabies spikes among city animals every few years because an outbreak will wipe out scores of raccoons. Once their numbers replenish, rabies increases again. The city saw 144 rabid animals in 2010, and there were just 13 in 2011. So officials reported 11 rabid animals in the city so far this year, the same number in all of 2016 and 15. And all of 2017 cases have been in the Bronx. So clean up the Bronx and you got it solved.
Right? That's what it sounds like.
Right.
Here's the thing. If you walked out your door right now and you saw a bunch of raccoons out back behind your house, right?
I'm not fucking with those fuckers.
Hold on. If you call animal control or whatever, guess what they'll tell you? We will trap it and release it at your property line. And where it goes from there, we have no control over.
Exactly.
We will not relocate it
Yeah.
from its natural habitat.
That's cool. I'll relocate
Why
it.
would you call? Nope. You kill it, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. You can't kill one.
Yep.
What is the deal? Stupid New York again.
You know they can stop at my ex's house in New York, and they can stop the problem right there.
I think what it comes down to is really what's happening in West Harlem. So in West Harlem, a gang of food-grubbing raccoons has been terrorizing occupants of a West Harlem building by climbing up and down the fire escape and trying to push through window screens.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're all over, said a woman who lives at the 1350 Amsterdam Avenue at the corner of West 125th Street, where the masked bandits have become explicitly bad. I came home and one was trying to get in the window, and when I tried to shoo it, it bared its claws at me, said the woman.
Maybe they should just sit it down and talk to it.
Rocky X.
Maybe.
Rocky X says, just buy my ammo. I'll fix your critter problem.
Right. So apparently she put some cayenne pepper on the windowsill because she heard that will, make them not want to come around.
No.
But it really didn't. Yeah. She said they come around 3 a.m. all over the outside and up the fire escape. If you put a flashlight, all you see are those eyes.
Beady eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, so
When
I think it comes down to things like that.
My
and
dude
people are
pepper
just sick
sprayed
of it.
one. My dude it was a big
man.
one. And he said it tipped over. It was so big it tipped over his trash can. He's got one of those huge industrial, heavy,
like 96
yeah,
gallon.
Yeah. So one tipped over his garbage can, and he heard the garbage can hit the ground. And he's like, "There's no effing way." He's like, "It's either somebody trying to sneak into my house or it's a raccoon." He walked out there.
Pepper spray in hand.
He said that the tail of the thing, he said, was as big as his arm.
God.
And he was like, and it hissed at me, and it started walking towards me, and I pepper sprayed that son of a bitch right in the face, like, wah, and let him have it. And he said he kept coming, and he chased me all the way to my front door.
Oh, yeah,
Whatever.
they're
I'm like, dude,
I
I will
mean,
punt your ass.
Right.
Like, I don't give a shit. I
They're
will kick
evil
the fuck out
little
of you.
shits, man.
There
they
are
really
so
are.
many products to get rid of animals
yeah.
like that. Like when I worked at Home Depot, there was a product called Critter Ritter, and it was in this blue container, right? And it says just sprinkle it where the animals come and stuff. So everybody would come in like, well, I've got this problem at the house. I was just trying to find a product to use that's safe.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm like, well, let's start looking through some of this. So they're like, I'm nervous about this Critter Ritter because I don't want to kill it. We took the cap off and smelled it. It smells like this awesome steak seasoning. Dude, it's just, you could smell the garlic and the pepper and all this stuff in it. I'm like, that just smells delicious.
Right.
Why would you buy that to deter the animals when you could use that as a seasoning?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't buy it. But I used to make frequent trips to the aisle just to sniff it.
What?
That's because I'm a weirdo.
Just to sniff it. Speaking of
Really
just to sniff it.
Okay.
So,
All right.
All right. So let me get up here and show this to everyone on the
right,
the YouTube. Hold on a
For
second.
anybody who's just now tuning in, okay, we, on the very first show we did for the Sunday Morning Meltdown, Siobhan had a story. 60 to 70% of men cannot properly identify the parts of the female anatomy. So me being an idiot, I said, you know what? Let's have Ant and I. Good. Oh, are those the answers? Anyway, I said, let's have Ant and I label one, and we'll see how well we do. So here we go. Let's find out.
All right. So.
Oh, you want to start at the top or the bottom?
We'll
Ooh,
start
inside or out.
We'll start on the. If you're looking at the sheet on the left side.
Hold on a second. Does yours have pubic hair?
Yeah, it's a different diagram. But you guys did have a spot to label that. It just doesn't have hair on that particular diagram.
No, I don't have a spot for pubic
Boom.
hair.
No, that top one right there.
here.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what the top one is because I already gave it a name.
So did I.
I already labeled it.
All right, so we're gonna start on that side, and they're actually two different diagrams, so you guys are gonna have to work with me here. So the very first top one there, go ahead, Aunt. What do you have as?
The first one, second ring of hell.
Where are you at? Are you on the top or the bottom?
On the
right
top.
here.
Oh,
Top left.
on the top left.
I have second ring of hell.
I labeled that as the labia.
So, Josh, you are half right. That is actually the labia majora.
Why you said I couldn't spell majora, so I just put labia. But I will give myself a check mark for
Yes.
that. Okay.
And Aunt, you are very wrong.
That's all right.
What'd you say?
I said second ring of hell.
Second ring of hell. All right. So right below that, what's that?
All right. So right below that is the first one is the labia minora.
Mhm.
The second one is actually the labia majora.
Damn it.
Sorry, I'm because like I said, my
That's an
diagram's
X.
a little different. It's impossible to find one that has the diagram and the answers. Like I said.
Okay. So I labeled that as the outer lips. That's not very
I mean,
technically.
you know, that's still accurate though. Aunt, what did you have?
Come on.
Mid outer skin.
Mid outer skin. Okay.
All right.
Go down. The
and-
next one.
Yeah, what do you guys have for the next one?
The stank.
I wrote down the. See, I'm taking this seriously because I'm out to prove that men are not as bad as what they say. I labeled that one as birth canal.
So that is actually the vestibule. That is the entrance to the vagina. So you are somewhat.
Can I get a
kinda,
half
I
a
mean,
point?
I think you can get a half a point for that.
All
You're
right.
more accurate than Aunt.
Hold on, Rocky XTV. Raccoons be like, come at me, bro.
Hers is vintage.
Just put the big ones.
Okay, so let's go to the right-hand side.
Oh, and by
at
the
top.
way, the top, yeah, so the hairy spot. I don't know the proper name of.
That's what you put for the top right?
Yes.
I put the belly.
Okay, so that's actually mons pubis. So that's the pubic area.
No,
yes.
the hairy spot.
Based on this,
Yeah.
that looks like a little bit of a
No,
belly.
that's the pelvic bone. That's the pelvic area
That's not
above
the
the
fupa.
vagina.
That's not the fupa.
No.
Dang it.
No.
Okay, next one down.
Next.
I think everybody.
If you guys don't get this right, you are failures as
We're
husbands
married.
and fathers.
That is the clitoris.
Yes. Yes.
That is
Yay,
the
you both got
clitoris.
one right.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
The
the
next
next,
one down.
box, and I need to see yours because they're not the same diagram. So I need to see
what?
I need to see your
I'm trying
boxes.
To, no.
Yes.
I'm trying to read my shit.
The next one down.
Yes. So let's see here. The next one down. Yeah. Go ahead.
I labeled that as the vulva.
Okay. And
I'm trying to read my writing.
Trying to read your writing.
I am. I was in a
You're trying to
rushing
make
me.
up answers.
No, I'm not.
Stop
Look,
stalling.
I'm trying to read my writing. I can't read my writing.
Oh God. Okay.
I'm trying to really read my writing here. Wait.
Just gonna say you got it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he
Yeah.
labeled that one as the clitoris again.
Maybe.
That-
I got excited. I was like, oh
That's-
my God.
Is that the vulva?
Actually, no. That is the urethra.
That's.
What? Oh dang it! That line goes to a hole.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Otherwise known as the Twilight Zone. I mean,
Okay.
the Twilight Zone.
Then I know what the next one is. What do you have for the next one down?
The Twilight Zone.
Really?
Yeah.
So you are
I really
definitely
I'm
the
another
70%.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know this one, so I put tissue.
So that is actually not on mine, but let me see here.
Yeah, Siobhan, can you label what that is?
That would be the vulva.
Dang it!
Yes.
If I just put it one box up.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next one down?
Oh yeah, I got that wrong too. The catch-all.
The catch-all. I labeled that one. Hold on. I labeled that one the gooch and or taint.
is landing.
So
is landing
it's-
strip accepted as an answer?
So that is actually the perineum. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
But it's the gooch.
But
it's the area between the vagina and the butthole.
Right. It is, you know.
Can I get a half a point?
Less official would be taint, yes.
So I can get a full point?
Well, yeah, I guess we'll give you a full point. Yes! All right. And then if you guys get the last one wrong, you're both failures again.
Oh, well, that's the butthole or the tank.
Boom. I put the rectum.
Because you get,
Rectum
one in the
damn near
tank, two in
killed
the
him.
stank,
Yes.
you know?
Or
in the tank,
anus.
One in
Hold
the
on.
tank, two in the stank. You know how that, you know.
Well, I should have labeled that Brown Town.
Right.
Which is, Brown Town is where I'm always, Jesus, Josh, what is that? Megan said, Jesus, Josh. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
The stretch trench.
All right,
That's
hold
J-Dub.
on. So I got 1, 2, 3.
Rocky X TV.
4.
So next time you make a trip down there, make sure you bring a correctly labeled diagram.
Okay, so I got 1, 2. Okay, let me see. 1, 2,
Perineum.
3, 4,
Yes,
5,
I think
6,
that's
7,
actually
8,
right.
9.
Perineum, I think,
Yeah.
is the correct
Yeah.
way to say that. You're right, Rocky.
And then-
you really do know the terms. Way to go, Rocky.
And in all seriousness, like, I do know the diagrams. I'm just being a smart-ass motherfucker. But, yeah, I do know
so you're
shit.
making me look bad.
Yeah.
Hold on, here's the
Like-
deal. I graded mine.
You got a 50.
I got a 50%. Can I show the camera that I got a 50?
Yeah. Hold on. Oh, there you go. 50%.
I got a
All right.
50%.
So, all right.
Dang
So,
it.
in all fairness, just
Just threw your
you
vagina
guys
at me.
I did.
actually did a decent job.
No,
so,
he didn't.
No, I didn't.
Well,
He
you,
didn't
yeah,
even try.
Ant
No.
didn't. Ant took it
No.
as a joke, but
He
you
didn't even
did
try.
a decent job.
It was
actually.
really hard. I was in a rush trying to run a show.
Yeah. So then I have, as I said, I have also for you another diagram which shows the internal workings. So
In color, by the way.
So just in case you guys weren't really positive exactly where the G spot is, here you are. That is where to find the G spot with a hand included, so that you have the good proper placement
May I?
positioning
May I?
for later use.
See that?
Oh, so in this diagram, they have. Wow. Are you serious? It's that close? I mean, I knew it was, but it's weird. It's weird to see it drawn out this way.
Right.
Try
Usually,
to cup your hand like that. Like
usually.
next time you.
That's why they
Yeah.
say.
No.
That's why when girls say it curves up, it's a good thing.
Here's the thing. I'm right. I'm going to say for this and the quiz we just took.
Rocky
How
X.
often-
I'm researching for a how-to video
Yeah.
sponsored by Rocky X TV. How to put your hand in a vag.
How often are you examining a vagina with the lights on?
I don't think
You're not.
I
Right.
don't think
You're in
Mrs.
the
Rocky
dark.
X is
I mean,
gonna
it
go
is
for
really
a
kind of.
how-to
I've always
video.
felt like it was kind of creepy to have sex with the lights on.
I don't think
It's in the
Mrs. Rocky
dark.
X is gonna go for a how-to video.
I don't think so either.
Oh, I went too far. I flipped the page and I shouldn't have flipped the page. Oh, God.
And
Okay,
that,
hold on.
and
Urinary.
that,
Okay,
yeah.
urinary opening, urinary block. Oh.
J-Dub,
So that's why
the
sometimes
pee-hole.
it's like, oh, God, that hurts because I have to pee really bad. Wait. Back it up real quick. Now that I'm looking at this, okay? I'm asking for a friend. I'm asking for a friend. But is it true that when a woman squirts, that's when she has to pee, feels the sensation of a orgasm, and then pees? Is that what that is?
I don't know that that's actually true. I'm
like I said, I'm asking for somebody else. I personally don't want to know.
I actually couldn't tell you. That is something that I am not sure on.
Rocky.
We'll have to
Rocky.
research that.
Rocky seems
or
to know a
if
lot about
Rocky
vaginas.
knows, yeah.
Can you-
And J-Dub says New Age birth control.
God. Here's the thing. I never
I'm a
got-
new age super soaker.
I never did this in health class.
Yeah. No, we never. Yeah. Well, okay.
No,
so this
we
is what I was
didn't.
going to tell you. Next week, I'm going to label the parts of a penis to
You
make
are?
this fair. Yeah, I did
Yes.
find penis diagrams, so I'm going to label the parts of a penis
Here's
in
what's
male
funny.
reproductive.
I probably can't even label the parts of the
So
male penis.
yeah, I figure you guys can do it with me since you guys have penises. But then I also for the fact that you both are fathers, and so that you can understand slightly what your wives go through. Here is the diagram of what happens in a pap smear. Just because
No,
I
I
can.
didn't get this. I saw it from a distance. I wanted to stare at it. For a
No,
moment.
no, I don't. No.
So there you go.
Let me see.
The bitch left it on the
Wow.
printer. She left it on the printer. and said, "Hey, will you go grab that copy for me from the office?"
Whoa, and so Rocky says there was a study on the fluid from squirting, and bad news, guys, it's mostly urine.
See, okay, so I was somewhat right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rocky, for clearing that up.
I thought so, but I didn't want to say yes and be wrong.
Okay, so Siobhan, you might have to clear this up.
Okay.
So the brush is to
the
rough
brush
up the tissue.
The brush basically takes the specimen sample, so they use that to brush the cervix, and that's what takes off the cells that they test to see if there are anything like high grade cells for HPV cancer, things like that.
Okay. I'm just going to say this. All the modern technology we have for medical things, and they're using a shoehorn to get in you.
Yeah.
That's what this freaking looks like. It looks like a shoehorn with multiple screws on it and a toothbrush at the end.
So the speculum is what they call it, the speculum, and it's basically a double shoehorn, and it spreads you.
See, based on this right here, not only does a female rectum look like a penis, that's literally. Hold on, can you
see now? I totally.
I want to show the camera.
Hold on, because you know what?
I want to show the camera.
I totally
forgot. Oh. We got so excited.
Yeah, it's time
we
for
pre-ejaculated
with Siobhan.
It's Siobhan's fault today.
Sorry.
Well, you guys were so excited to talk about the vagina.
We were. Josh always blowing his load. Megan, is that a constant problem?
That is. Listen here. Listen here. Easy now.
We're gonna have her call in the show.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's got 2 kids, so it can't be that much of a problem.
You smack it, then slide your hand across. Pap! Smear. Jeez, Rocky.
I thought you're supposed to want in one hand and shoot in the other, and then smack her with. Well, yeah.
Hold on. I wanna ask Siri a question.
Oh boy.
And I wanna see what she takes me to.
Oh boy.
What percentage of females cannot properly identify male genitalia?
Okay, I found this on the web for what percentage of females cannot properly identify male genitalia.
Okay, let me see. Reproductive system flashcards. Where were those?
Whoa.
Okay. Oh, boy. See, this literally, there is no page to go to. Like men, they just want to make us look stupid. Here's what I got. Reproductive system flashcards. Intersex on Wikipedia, clitoris on Wikipedia. So apparently there's a bunch of guys like, what is it? I just got a Wikipedia. I saw a clitoris yesterday, Mom, on Wikipedia.
Mom, I saw you in the shower. What is that thing you're washing?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Dude, have you seen that show, Mr. Mercedes?
No.
Oh, my
Hold on,
gosh.
let me finish what Siri said.
Sorry.
It says, every question you have about transgender people answered. How does that... Anyway, and then surprising facts about women's orgasms, women's daily.
Wow.
Wow.
So there's no information on women not knowing the parts of a... Yeah.
I'm going to find this while we're moving on to something else, I guess. I want to see if I can find it.
So,
just to see
right.
what percentage you might fall into.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, real quick here, I just have this really short little article that I have to
Your
touch
phone is
on.
now fully loaded with dicks. It's Rocky.
So, ICP was like really big back when we were younger, but apparently they're still going because Insane
They're
Clown
like
Posse
50.
fans have done a protest recently against the FBI's gang classification. So more than 1,000 diehard fans of rap group Insane Clown Posse gathered in Washington, D.C. on Saturday to protest the FBI's classification of them as a gang. The band's followers, called Juggalos, or for the females, Juggalettes, rallied in front of the Lincoln Memorial in a show of strength and unity. ICP is suing the Department of Justice to lift the FBI's designation of Juggalos as a hybrid gang similar to the Crips.
Can they do that?
The protesters listened to a series of speakers and musicians amid clouds of marijuana smoke. They chanted, "Clown the police state," and the obscenities about the FBI. The Juggalos claim to be a non-violent community subject to largely class-band discrimination by law enforcement. Nearly Nearby on the National Mall, about 500 Trump supporters assembled for a separate a separate all-day demonstration and concert, though organizers predicted that the number would grow as the day progressed. Tweeted one smart aleck, hashtag Juggalo March and Trump supporters both marching. One is a group of people who worship an insane clown. The other is a group of juggalos.
You know what's funny? The thing for me, I'm from Michigan, so I kind of know the whole story. There's a whole backstory to the ICP thing, and they've been around for a long time. And
They have.
and you know, it's just like hip hop, country rap. It's just like rock. It's just like alternative. It's a genre. It's just like rap music. It's kind of like NWA. When NWA came out, they were hated. You know, they were pushed back. You know, but in your songs, you talk about stomping faces, cutting necks off of chickens, which your term of chicken in your in your song is a white person. So you're talking about splitting wigs, stomping people's faces in, creating ultimate havoc and crazy, insane situations. And if I'm not mistaken, ICP and a number of the juggalos or quote-unquote juggalettes run around as a hatchet as one of their
the hatchet man and
staples.
hatchet girl are like the main things.
So I mean, and it's running.
And it's like this. It's a running hatchet man.
Running hatchet at you.
And he's
You know, like, so I mean, and man, I remember a lot of the ICP albums coming up. You know, that, like I could sit back and name a bunch of them.
My thing is this: how many people, when they were 16 to 18 years old, that are in our age range, went and got a hatchet man or hatchet girl tattoo, and are now like, "What the fuck was I thinking?"
I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Hold on, I'm interrupting your hatchet man. It's 50% of men.
J-Dub says, yeah, shaft, head, balls. I mean, what else is there?
Okay, hold on.
Actually, it's the mushroom.
Purple-headed yogurt slinger.
Whoa.
Yeah, the tip is actually called the mushroom.
All right.
50% of men could not properly identify the female anatomy. So I was wrong when I quoted what you said.
You don't have to fucking label it to be able to hit it. That's a proven fact.
This is the diagram they were using. Okay, this shows the eggs, the fallopian tubes, the birth canal. I could have labeled that because that. No, I'm
but
not.
That's not
I'm
as
not
fun.
saving myself here at all. I'm not. But there is nothing that says how many women cannot label a penis, which apparently was a J-Dub that just said that. Yeah, J-Dub just said shaft, balls, head, whatever. There's nothing else really to it.
No, actually, it's actually mushroom, shaft, testicles, and then there's actually the portion at the base, and that has a specific name which escapes me at the moment.
How much?
We're not going to talk about how I know
How much
these
of the
things.
length of the penis is actually inside the body? It's half. The answer is half. So when you're like, he's got like a 4.5 inch penis. No, he doesn't. He has a 9. You can only see 4.5. And as a matter of fact, you weren't complaining about it. So leave him alone.
Wow.
Not that I've ever heard that or that's a conversation that's ever taken place.
I was just wondering.
Megan's sitting at home going, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
No, Megan actually looked up that or found that ICP thing last night, and she
Yeah.
just said E-Bombs World just shared the best tattoos from the ICP rally. So
Dude,
if you're interested, go to E-Bombs World and check that out.
And the ICP rally is one of the biggest rallies. It's become bigger than the Hell's Angel rally in Sturgis.
Oh God, that's weird.
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of fucking creepy, right?
Megan, you did not even give me props for a 50% score on the female anatomy quiz.
I feel like that deserves some
We're
props.
gonna have to talk about that later.
Why?
Well, no, I meant we're gonna. So you guys are gonna have to work that out later.
And Rocky,
No, apparently not.
Rocky says, "Where's my Geritol? I gotta throw some 2 liters later."
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Fago. It just sucks that they. Well, I'm not getting into the ICP thing.
It's all right.
I'm not getting into it.
No such thing as a small penis, just large vaginas. Just kidding. And that's Rocky as well.
I actually condone. I support that message.
Wait a minute.
I strongly endorse that message.
For every 30 pounds you lose, they say you gain an inch in your size. If that's the case,
I've never heard that.
Every dude would be stick thin. Are you serious? No, don't do that. Don't do that. No,
We're not going there, Ant-Man.
No,
I'm pretty sure your wife doesn't want you talking like that on air.
No. I don't want to talk like that on air either.
Why are you blushing? Don't blush.
Why
Don't blush. We're opening up to people. We're telling people how we really are.
Speaking of telling people how we really are, Kevin Hart, man, being extorted over sexually suggestive video. And we're going to talk about that after the break here. We got about I don't know, 40 minutes or so.
25 minutes.
25?
25 minutes.
We got about 25 minutes left of the show here.
Can
we got
somebody...
Douchebag Criminals. What's up, Josh?
I don't know. Did we put the call-in number down there on the thingy?
I'm getting ready. No, not yet. We're going to do that, actually.
Because I want people to call in.
Hold on.
I like that they can chat with us.
Yeah.
But I really want people to call in and talk.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You want to when we come back from bills, you want to
Yeah, let's pay bills, I guess.
All right.
I feel like such a jackass right now.
I mean, yeah, cuz we
we got to go to break. I lost it. Technical difficulties. The computer died. Not cool, and I'm running the website.
Oh, shit. All right, let's go to commercial. We'll be right back after this.
Goodbye.
Strapped for cash? Everything Goes wants to sell you quality merchandise at 50% to 75% off retail price. Everything Goes Resale will purchase your items if they are in good condition, whether it's new or used furniture, small or large appliances, electronics, jewelry, tools, or anything that you have sitting around your house. If you are in need of quality items in your home or apartment, they've got it. Located at 5105 East Main Street. Store hours are 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday. You can call them at 614-864-GOES or find them online at everythinggoes.biz. Mention squirrelnair.com and you'll receive an additional 10% off all retail. So if you are in need of cash or if you would like to purchase quality furniture, home decor, etc. at 50% to 75% off retail, then Everything Goes is your answer. Again, their number is 614-864-4637 and are located at 5105 East Main Street, Columbus, Ohio. Everything Goes Resale, serving your buying and selling needs. See Tony and don't forget to mention Squirrel on Air for an additional 10% off all retail.
Hey, do you have a job that requires a trucking company? Here at Manesi Trucking and Repair, Manesi specializes in hauling, such as gravel, asphalt, and dirt. There's no job too big or too small. Here at Manesi, we have over 40 trucks to serve your hauling needs. Also, during the 27 years of being in business, Manesi specializes in repairing heavy and light-duty equipment. Any engine size, from a pickup truck to a D9 dozer. Broke down? Here at Manesi, they also make service calls. Get you up and running again. Give Don or Brian Manesi a call at 614-921-9183 or stop by at 1715 Atlas Street in Columbus off of Tradeview or at ManesiTrucking.com. Remember, needy material hauled or equipment fixed, give a call to Manesi Trucking and Repair.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking for new sponsors for the shows. For more information, go to musicfamiliaproductions.com. If you have any specific questions or requests, send your emails to musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. From all of us here at Music Familia Productions, we thank you for your continued support.
Oh, shit. Does your phone say pumpkin tits?
Yeah, that's the wife.
Yes.
Hold on a second. She replied back and said, you can have an ice cream cone. But all I think about is that Progressive commercial where Flo's talking to him, and she's like, come on, champ, let's go get some ice cream. And he's like, with sprinkles? She's like, no, sprinkles are for winners. That's all I think about. Like, I'm getting an ice cream cone for, like, effort.
Like
a participation trophy.
So we'll open up the phone lines here, 614-916-6372.
And I posted that into the chat, by the way.
Yeah,
now that I'm back up and running again.
Hey, so who wants to go to Shooter Jennings? Anybody at all? I got 2 tickets left. Rocky.
I actually have 2 myself that I have to give away. So there's actually 4 in existence. So we could do this one of 2 ways.
No. Actually, I have to rephrase that. These are your 2. Then I gave my 2 away. 'Cause I got the So
okay.
those,
So 2 tickets.
Boom.
Wait, which camera? There we go. 2 tickets to Shooter Jennings on the 22nd, which is next Friday, and that is going to be at the Al Rosa. It's an all ages show.
We never hold tickets this late.
No. There. You know what it is? There are several shows going on next Friday, and I think that that is the only reason we still have them. Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
This is what she just sent me.
Oh, God. I can't even see it, and I already know it's not.
I wish we could share that with the viewers.
Well, we can.
How?
Hey, Siobhan, walk right over.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. Here you are, everyone. Hold on, wait. Oh, God. Hi. My name is Shirley.
Wow. Run away.
I have 2 dogs.
Yeah. What's up, sexy bitch?
Really? Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's pretty awesome. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you.
Jeez.
Talk about putting a bitch on blast. You know?
Megan says, you guys are welcome. Ha, ha, ha.
Thanks, Megan.
Yeah, Meg. Thanks.
That's awesome. Oh, man.
Can we do... Hold on a minute. Wait. I just had a thought.
Uh-oh.
I just had a thought. Okay. Can we do a contest for the tickets, or are you just waiting for somebody to call in?
Yeah, we could do. So originally, I thought about having us, because we have the pool table, and Rocky says, "How you doing?"
Hey, how you doing?
We have the pool table in this studio, and so I considered doing something where we play a game of pool, and we have 2 people call in, and whoever calls in, they choose one of us to be their player, if you will, and then whoever wins gets the tickets. But we didn't have enough time to do that because we got the tickets a little late, and so unfortunately I didn't have time to do that. So I thought about also doing something where they have to go and like all of our pages on Facebook,
right,
and then also like the YouTube, the Music Familia page, and our individual
pages.
Of
fucking
but
work
that's a lot of work
now.
too.
Now.
So so I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it, because I don't want to make people work for it if they really want to go to the show.
I have a trivia question. I do. Since we talked about a lot of vag today.
Okay.
Let's represent the dong for a minute.
All right.
Men unite.
All right.
Trivia question. You want the Shooter Jennings tickets. You need to answer this question. What is the largest reported penis right now in the world? Not an animal, human. Yeah. So anybody who can tell me what is currently the largest male penis in existence that we know of on a human? Shut up, will you?
I'm just going to take a guess and say, because I know in porn, one of the big things is like the large and in charge big cock thing. I don't watch porn, so I don't really know how to say that.
Tell us how you really feel.
So
tell us how you really
my thought, no, the only way I watch porn is like midget porn on second speed, because that shit's hilarious. I watch it for the amusement, I swear. And not that kind. I would say 12 inches. Maybe? I'm probably wrong, right?
You are
I'm
wrong.
too short, aren't I?
Way.
Holy crap.
Way too short.
That's way too much.
Here, I'll tell you what. I'll let you see this.
Yeah.
I'll let you see this. So
I've
that
taken
you,
my guess.
So that way you know what it is. And
Holy shit.
Yeah. So don't give it away. Don't even hint. Don't even hint. But this is confirmed.
And there's a picture of it.
Yes, there is.
That's disturbing. I mean, it's covered, but there is a
I know.
picture of it.
Oh.
So I need someone.
His woman likes him.
Apparently so, or she can't walk.
And Rocky says the one in my office.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, So if you
Watch
want,
for youtube.com/RockyXTV to see how you can do yours in your office too.
Oh man!
so whoever can call
Love
in
you, Rocky.
and get as close to the actual
yeah.
size.
So phone
we'll
lines
give
are
the tickets
open.
away.
So
Yes.
go ahead, give us a call 614-916-6372.
And for any of the penis lovers in your life, if they're not watching right now and you're like, oh, they would probably love the Shooter Jennings thing.
Hey J-Dub, how
Text
you
them the
doing?
number.
No kidding.
Text the number and
And Megan says, "Can I guess?"
yeah,
Yeah,
take a guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here's the deal though, you got to call in.
You gotta
You gotta call in
can't-
though.
Yeah, you can't.
I got no problem giving you guys the tickets. You guys deserve a night out. If
Yeah?
Megan can call in and get it right, you guys get them. If you get a
All right.
babysitter, have a night. You deserve it.
Okay, all right,
Okay.
babe. If you want to try to call in and do it,
Okay.
go ahead.
I reloaded.
And hold on, I just thought about this though.
Uh-oh.
Anybody? Well, never mind. I'm not going to say how to do it. Anyway, call in, give me the guess.
Yeah.
If you give me the exact answer, I'll know you cheated,
Right.
and you will not get the tickets.
Exactly. No cheating.
Because this is
you
an exact
cannot
measurement.
Google this and look it up.
No, you
have
cannot.
to just make an educated guess of what you think it was.
He said,
So-
holy crap, is it this guy in bicycle shorts?
I didn't see him in bicycle shorts, if that's
Yeah,
the
no.
case.
No.
Which they did a couple years ago.
Yeah.
They found this dude. He was going through airport security.
Yeah.
They thought he had something shoved in his pants.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like 13 inches flaccid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like he all of a sudden started getting all these phone calls
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. And he didn't even realize what he had going on.
Right.
Yeah.
He was just some nerdy guy,
Well,
whatever.
that's the funny thing actually is that I think in a lot of cases the guys that are well endowed don't even really realize that they're that well endowed. Like that's been my experience that because I mostly have guy friends, so these are conversations I've had before because I'm one of the dudes. But
I don't see that though. We're out to lunch at Steak and Shake, and it's like, how's your dick doing? I mean,
First of all, you're at Steak and Shake. Secondly, you got a milkshake, a nice piece of beef for a good price.
and some whipped cream and cherry
and
on
some whipped
top.
cream.
Whoa.
You got yourself a whole.
I tell you what, though, I could really go for a Frisco Melt right now.
We're going to Steak and Shake after the show. It's
right
done.
now. I'm so hungry.
So, speaking of this whole thing right here, we're talking about sex and stuff. Kevin Hart, man. This poor motherfucker,
Yeah, so,
dude.
so tell us what
So,
he did.
He's claiming that he's being extorted over a sexual suggestive video. At 6:40 yesterday afternoon, we got this news reportedly directly to us. Several clips. First appears to show a woman and Kevin in a club getting cozy. And the tape then cuts to a bedroom where you don't see people in bed but hear creaking and what could be people having sex. You never see Kevin in the second clip. The third clip shows two people milling around a room. One of them looks vaguely like Kevin. We're told the person allegedly extorting Kevin has demanded payment from him to avoid the tape's release.
I'd say release it. What do you have to lose?
Right.
And
Go for it.
Yeah, and so Kevin Hart is getting out in front of a messy situation by apologizing publicly to his wife and his kids. And since we've learned, it's all over a video that looks like he's cheating. Kevin profusely apologized to his pregnant wife, Nico Parrish, and his kids on Instagram Saturday, saying he recently made some mistakes he deeply regrets. So...
Listen, here's the deal. That sort of stuff doesn't work with me. If you're going to threaten it, do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm a very open person as it is, so if you have something on me, it's probably going to be really, really, really good. But anybody who knows me, it's not going to be a surprise.
Rocky says if you trip over your own dong, you're doing well.
Yeah, you're damn right.
A woman allegedly demanded money from Kevin after shooting a video with him in which Kevin and a woman are engaged in, quote, sexually suggestive conduct. We're told it is not a sex tape, but it looks like it's a prelude to sex. We're told that at a point in the tape, when the action is the heaviest, you cannot actually even see Kevin. But a rep for Kevin has told us someone tried to set Kevin up in a failed extortion attempt, As law enforcement is involved, we cannot comment further on if it could be in an open investigation or not, but some more is going to be coming from this for sure.
That's the world we live in, where people just think they're going to get rich.
Oh, yeah.
By doing that. It's the same people that sue people for no reason.
Right.
Yep.
Fake injuries and whatever else.
Speaking of, so there are a couple of handicapped New Yorkers that are behind hundreds of lawsuits, and basically they have nearly 400 lawsuits they've brought against small businesses for lacking handicap access, and there are 5 of them that are included. They're all in wheelchairs, and basically they are suing the small businesses there in New York that don't have like a wheelchair ramp or wheelchair things like that for quick cash.
See, how can you do that though? How can you do that and feel comfortable about it? Do you realize if every business had to do that and accommodate that, you know what I mean? Especially in New York, how are you going to have wheelchair ramps to stores and stuff?
Right.
In the middle of Times Square.
I've been to New York, and there are certain areas of New York that it's just not possible to put a wheelchair ramp in. There are buildings that are so old that there's no way without completely rebuilding and restructuring the building to make it accessible for someone who is handicapped. Like it's just. There's a YouTuber. He is CP, and he's a very funny guy. I think he might be a comedian.
How are they supposed to get away from the raccoons if they can't get inside?
That's true. Good point, Rocky. But he's a YouTuber. I think he's a comedian. But all he does is basically he doesn't poke fun at his situation, but he brings awareness to people with CP and stuff. He did a trip to New York, right? And he said, I want to see how easy it would be for me to get from here to here to do this. He goes out. He's on the hunt for a rainbow bagel is what he's on the hunt for. Wow. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, when you put it in the comments so that way anybody else can check it out. But it took him 7 hours to make it like 13 blocks or something like that. I don't remember the exact, but it took him a hell of a long time because the wheelchair accessible ramps to get down into the subways are so many blocks away from where he was. He had to go out of the way to go get there.
For somebody who's disabled, myself, because you guys know, man, it takes me a lot.
Wow.
Let's see here. Let's see who we.
Good morning. You're on the Sunday Morning Meltdown.
Yeah, here you go. Good morning. Hello.
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 Are you there?
Hello.
Speak into the phone.
I hear you. I hear you. You know.
Okay, apparently. If you just tried to call in, try to call back.
Call back.
Something happened. Something happened there. Call
Technical
us right
difficulties.
Yeah, call
call
us right back.
There was none. They didn't talk.
Yeah, so to
Does
give
it display
you
the phone number?
It did.
It does. So to give you an idea
I'd like to see it, 'cause I don't know.
to give you an idea of some of the things that they were claiming were issues in these lawsuits that they filed. So one in particular, they complained that a bathroom mirror was too high. Technical difficulties abundant. My computer decided to force a restart. I've told it to snooze too many times. But yeah, so to give you an idea, it's things like that they're saying. Things like a bathroom mirror being too high, or
If you're the
I can't reach back and hit the flusher.
If you're the judge that hears that case, or that even comes across your desk, is your reaction to go, man, these poor people, or are you going to go, dude, get a life?
I think in that situation you have to look at because like it said, there are over 400 cases that they've done this with. So I think in that situation you have to go, okay, you're obviously being a little ridiculous. And
it's too much.
You're just trying to take advantage of a situation. I think at that point you kind of just have to, as a judge, go, not so much.
That sucks. Whatever.
Like,
if you called in, try to call back real quick. We're running low on time, but I want to do. Didn't you have douchebag criminals?
Yes, actually, that was one of them. I had to jump ahead because it worked perfectly.
We don't
with
have
what
an
we were
intro
talking
song
about.
for douchebag criminals.
Not yet. Not
we
yet.
Should definitely figure that out.
My creative juices are flowing.
I've got some. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyways.
So what else do you have for douchebag criminals?
So we also have. Give it a second to load here. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right. So as we all know, the London subway attack recently. So they actually arrested a second man in connection with the London attack.
This morning, as a matter of
fact.
fact.
It actually just broke this morning at 3:44 a.m. specifically. So London police say a second man... Oh.
Why do they always call in the middle of douchebag criminals?
928-551. Oh, wait. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, there we go.
Morning.
Do you know what time it is out here in the West?
It is
Wait, let me think, because you're in. It depends on exactly where you are.
It's 6:54, I would have guessed.
In Arizona.
In Arizona, so it would be that's 2 hours behind, if I'm not mistaken.
Hella early.
That's 3 hours.
Oh, you
early.
are 3 hours. Okay, so yeah,
right.
I couldn't remember if
6:55.
because I used to live in California, and that's 3 hours behind, so I couldn't remember where the lines are. I'm not good with that stuff.
Well,
man, we got signs out on our stores that says guns are present on these premises.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's how Ohio
That's a good
needs
deterrent.
to be.
America.
America.
Well, actually, there's a
America.
place, and I can't remember where it is, but there is a place that all of the waitresses carry a sidearm.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like one of the
every
perks to
single,
going there.
Yeah,
Kinda hot.
It's every waitress,
Well.
and they all get testing. They all go to the range weekly. Like,
Nice.
yeah,
Move over, Hooters.
Yeah,
Right?
Can I get a milkshake and a round of buckshot, please?
Yeah, it's called shooters.
Hey.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. What's going on? How's it going, Larry?
Oh hell, I don't know. Just trying to wait for the coffee.
Hey, man, you're doing an awesome job over on our website, man, musicmediaproductions.com.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely,
Thank
man.
you
That
looks
looks
for
great.
amazing.
Thank you for all you guys' hard work over there, man. I appreciate you.
Well, hope it serves what you're intending to do. So,
Dude, like I think it's being received well. You know, getting everybody over there, man. It's just getting everybody on the same page. Trying to get everybody caught up.
well, something new. It takes a little while, but I believe it's something that everybody's been longing for and everybody needs. And
Just like a
once
vagina
everybody catches
diagram.
on and sees the legitimacy of it.
Just like a vagina
It'll pay
diagram,
off.
Larry. It's just like a vagina diagram. It'll pay off. Everybody just has to make sure they fill out their part.
Right.
Oh, Rocky also gave you props as well.
Oh yeah, Larry.
said,
Right on. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, Rocky XTV, man. He says, and his work for Rocky XTV. Thank you very much.
I'm working for you. I'm trying.
Just show him some good leg, buddy. Just show him some good leg.
Larry, obviously, you're not going to make it for a Shooter Jennings show in Columbus, I would assume. But while we have you on the phone,
Yeah.
while we
I'll
have
get
you
on
on the
a plane
phone,
and I'll be out there.
yeah, I bet. Do you have a guess for the world's largest penis that we know of right now? I know you're not going to go for the tickets, but can you make a guess on the penis size?
5 3/4 inches.
No. This isn't like personal information we're asking for. The largest,
Oh.
the largest
Damn it,
one that we know of in existence right now.
13.
13. That is incorrect.
Closer,
That is
though, than I
incorrect.
was.
If I'm not mistaken, John Holmes was somewhere around the 13 inches. This guy puts John Holmes to shame.
Wow.
Oh, I'm old school.
Yeah, think
Yeah.
of larger
I could-
numbers.
I can tell where you come from.
Ron Jeremy is 11.
No, Ron Jeremy's 9 and a half.
9.
Yeah,
Really?
he's not rocking that much.
I don't want to know how you very just matter of factly
You
know
Google
that.
this stuff?
Well, here's the deal.
What had happened once in band camp?
Right. Hey, you don't know nothing about band camp, all right? I've been there many times.
And Jeff, how you doing as well? Nice to see you in the chat room.
Good morning. I don't know that I have a specific answer as to how I know.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I do know, as a matter of fact. I do know. Where my uncle works, there's a guy that kept staring at him over and over again, long and short. My uncle says, "What is your problem?" And the guy says, "Has anybody ever told you look like Ron Jeremy?" And he's like, who is that? So I Googled Ron Jeremy to show my uncle. I Googled Ron Jeremy to show my uncle, and I said, this is who Ron Jeremy is. And obviously, with the picture of him came the facts as to why he's famous.
Gotcha.
So I read off the facts to him, and I said, okay, this is who he looks like, and he's rocking a 9.5 incher. And he's like, well, that's definitely not me.
Wow.
Wow. That's about right. That's all you can really say after that. Well, thank you, Larry, for calling in, man. And thank you for getting up early and sitting up with us. All right, man. So,
all right.
Yeah, finish your douchebag criminals.
Yes. So, the London police say a second man has been arrested in connection with the London subway attack. They said Sunday that a 21-year-old man was arrested late Saturday night in Hounslow in West London. He was arrested under the Terrorism Act. 2 men are now in custody for a possible role in the attack that injured 29 people. Britain's terror threat level remains at critical, the highest level, meaning that the authorities believe another attack is imminent. Police on Saturday arrested an 18-year-old man in the port of Dover, the main ferry link to France, and then launched a massive armed search in the southwestern London suburb of Sunbury.
What a douchebag.
Yeah.
What a douche.
Douchebags.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Here's what I think's very funny, right? No matter what happens, ISIS pops up and they're like, oh, we claim responsibility.
I know.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah,
it
and what I
doesn't
find
matter.
is ironic is when they start finding that it wasn't probably, then they start disclaiming it.
Right.
Well, they weren't with us.
It was a failed attempt. They're a radical.
They're not with us. They're not part of IS.
What is this?
Member berries.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. Like,
what is that?
It's time to go.
Next thing you know, it'll be like, God, I got a hangnail. Next thing you know, you're going to get a text message. This is ISIS. The hangnail was our problem. We did that. We were involved in your hangnail.
So our final douchebag criminal of the week is a mayor from South Carolina, in a small town of South Carolina, who was pulled over for allegedly driving a mower down the street with an open container of beer.
America!
He says, I know. I apologize for that, said Mayor John Gardner in the dash cam video before being asked to pour out the beverage by police. Yeah.
So you being from small towns and Megan being from small towns.
Me being from small towns.
And
that probably doesn't surprise
I wish we
any
could put
of
it
you.
up here because, like, there's a video to go with it, right? And it's like a serious riding mower. It's like full big bad rod. Yeah.
What?
Like, yeah, totally a serious riding mower. And
we used to snowmobile. Dude.
Yeah.
It used to snow so bad that they wouldn't close school.
And it was a can of Miller Lite at that. So it wasn't even good beer. He was swerving down a 2-lane road when the police stopped him.
Hey, that is good beer. When you're in the country, that is good beer.
And they forced him to pour it out, and then they let him go without a ticket, which I think is solely because of the fact that he was the mayor. So, you know, obviously it looks like it pays to be the mayor. But yeah. So
yeah, I think, you know, I used to snowmobile to school, like when yeah.
You're not kidding, are you?
No, and we would like lock our snowmobiles up to the bike.
Where did you live? You said Michigan?
Michigan,
And you were snowmobiling
in
to
like
school?
the very upper peninsula of Michigan where nobody ever dares travel.
What's it called?
Traverse City, Bel Air, Antrim County kind of stuff.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's done the thing where he shows me his hand. The first time he did that, I was like, I don't know what that is. He goes, yeah, you're not from Michigan.
Yeah, right, like this. Oh, here we go. We'll get this. We're going over our time, but I don't care.
Oh, well.
Good morning. You are on with the Sunday Morning Meltdown. Who is this?
This is Jeff Dollar from Tennessee.
Hey, man. What's up?
Not much. I just want to touch on that topic with the mayor with the lawnmower drinking and driving. I got my first DUI about 2-3 years ago, asleep in my car in a parking lot.
Do what?
Were your keys in the ignition?
Yep.
That's why. They get you every time with that.
Yeah, I was told if you ever get drunk and fall asleep.
My sugar started jumping, and I said the responsible thing for me to do, since I'm already doing an irresponsible thing, is to go up, pull over, and take me a nap. And I took some stuff to get my sugar back up, and was taking a nap, and woke up, and I was in the middle of a field sobriety test.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What they tell you to do basically is if you're ever intoxicated, it's fine. by all means, fall asleep in your car. But when you go to pass out, pull your keys out of the ignition and throw them on the passenger floorboard.
Or in the glove box.
Or
Something.
in the glove
It
box.
shows that you're not going to try to start the car.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. That's what they're after.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I paid almost $3,000 to learn that lesson.
God,
Wow.
Yep. Next time, pull the keys out of the ignition.
Yeah.
Man, well, damn,
It blew in,
Jeff.
it blew in the machine for a year just so I could go to work every time I started my vehicle, and every 5 to 10 minutes going down the road, whenever it wanted to go off, I had to blow in it.
Wow.
While driving.
God.
God, it's like having a girlfriend.
Oh, it's like 40-year-old virgin when he meets that girl at the club, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Hey, will you blow into this for me?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a trumpet."
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, man.
Well,
Well,
you don't just blow in it. You got a hum in it, and whenever the car's been off for more than 2 hours, it takes exactly 95 seconds before it will even let you blow in it. So if you got an emergency, you might as well just
die.
get in, turn your get you a cigarette, take you a couple hits off of it, get your seatbelt on, because you can't leave nowhere in less than 2 minutes.
You're not gonna make it.
No way, man.
Hey, real quick, not to interrupt you, but Megan said she did try to call and it didn't work. So I'm assuming that was her that tried to call
Right.
when it didn't work. She's gonna guess 17 inches.
Hey, Jeff, since I know you're out, I know you're down south, man. What's your guess on the largest dick?
It would have to be probably about 15 inches.
Wrong. 15 inches is wrong.
Too low.
I'm going to say Megan obviously has been the closest.
Yes.
Thus far.
Wow.
At 17 inches, Megan is the closest.
Jesus. Good God.
And because she's my wife and I work for the radio station, obviously she's exempt from winning the tickets. So I apologize.
He ain't getting much.
Wait.
Right.
Wait.
Yeah, there's not a lot of women that are lining up for that.
No. All right, Jeff, man. Thank you for calling in, dude. I appreciate you. Thanks for listening with us.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
Y'all have a good one.
You too, man.
Tell all your friends.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Tell everybody.
Let's start to expand our fan base out
Absolutely.
into Tennessee and some of the mountain
It's
regions.
gonna be
and
fun,
Maybe
man.
talk about moonshining a little bit and driving your tractors
we
around.
got downloaded in the UK.
So
Again?
I have
Again?
to say this. I don't know if this is actually true. I would have to do some research to find out. But once upon a time, I was told that if you are drunk and you do want to sleep in your car and it's cold out or something, so you start it, you can leave your keys in and start your car so that you have heat, but be in the back seat so that there's no intent to drive. Now I don't know if that's still true or not, but
smart.
once upon a time that was true, where you could get in your back seat and lay down in your back seat, and then
That makes sense.
obviously there's no intent to drive because
Right, you're in the back
you're not
seat.
in the front seat.
Right.
So might want to research it, make sure it's still true.
Yeah.
But that might be your exemption.
Legal disclaimer: we are not lawyers. We cannot get you
I
out of
don't
trouble.
know the law.
Telling-
Don't trust what I
telling law
say.
enforcement, you heard it on the Sunday Morning Meltdown, will not
It will
get
not
you
help
out of
you
trouble.
out of
That's
a
the
ticket.
truth.
All right. All right, guys. Well, we are out of time here. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Sunday Morning Meltdown with myself, Ant-Man.
Wait, before we go, Rocky said, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing?" "I'm mowing." "What does it look like, dick?"
This is pavement. This is a
pavement.
gravel road. You're paving gravel.
Crazy, dude. Crazy. So, next Sunday.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we have any suggestions for show topics, post that to our Facebook page.
The nice thing is, man, they can go to musicfamiliaproductions.com and they can communicate with us.
Wow, yeah.
Everything's available there right on the website.
musicfamiliaproductions.com.
Yeah.
We even have a social media.
We do.
What?
We do.
We have our own social media.
I mean,
Right
I knew
there
that.
on the
Again, if
website.
the bosses are listening, I knew that.
Yeah.
I'm not ultra familiar with all the features of the website.
It's new.
yet.
It's new.
It just sort of
That
like,
gives
yeah,
you your
yeah.
leadway.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, real quick, because we talked about vaginas so much today, I have to give a shout out to one of my good friends who happens to go by Vag.
Courtney the Vag.
Yes. Courtney Vagina.
What's
Yes.
her last name?
What?
You can
well,
I want to put her
I
out
wasn't
there.
gonna. Okay, why not?
Yeah, fuck that.
So Courtney Patton. I won't give her full name.
Courtney
It's actually
Vagina.
hyphenated, but we won't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Courtney Vag Patton.
Courtney
yes,
Vag
Courtney Vag Patton. I love you, girl.
Okay, the
this show
penis-
is for you.
All right, hold on real quick before we wrap it up. Megan did ask how big is the penis.
Yes.
The penis right now, the official measurement is 18.9 inches.
Holy shit, that's a big dick.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of dick.
This is a human being. This is a man. This is not an animal.
Like, has he ever had sex? Because I don't know that there's any ladies out there that have a 18-something depth vagina.
This is what he did. He started stretching it.
Penis pump.
Well,
Knew it.
that and hanging weights and stuff off of it, and obviously the tissue tears and rebounds. Anyway,
All
enough
right.
about
Sounds
penises.
painful.
We'll see
Later,
you guys next
guys.
week.
Hey guys, Josh from the Sunday Morning Meltdown here. Music Familia Productions is always looking